Hello, happy Thursday. I have 2 streams in 1 week. OMG, who is she? I didn't cancel. Where are we here? Here we go. Hello. I did strongly consider canceling today, though. I'm very tired. These are technically pajamas, but since it's the day, it's called loungewear. So I'm very comfy. I'm very tired. Normally, I try to refrain from energy drinks, but I need it. I've had like 2 cups of coffee and I feel like it didn't do anything. So, but I got my Nintendo Switch 2 pre-ordered, but that's why I'm tired. I set an alarm because it opened up at 11 p.m. my time. So I usually go to bed at like 9:30. So I set an alarm, woke up, and then spent like 45 minutes just cycling through different websites trying to find one that would work. And I finally got it pre-ordered through Best Buy. But literally I had Walmart, Target, and Best Buy all pulled up. And Walmart just was like, the website was not having it. It kept glitching out. Every time I would put myself in the queue to get the order, like it would refresh and freeze and it was not working. So then I switched over to Target. And Target, I thought was working. It let me put the Switch in my cart, enter all my payment information, but then as soon as I would hit pay, it just wouldn't go through. And it wasn't sold out. It just was giving me an error message. So I was like, ugh. So then I moved over to Best Buy. And by then I got through the queue at Best Buy. And then once I got through their queue or whatever, like it was totally fine. Like I put it in my cart, paid for it. I literally I had my alarm set and I had my credit card next on my nightstand so I could just do it on my phone real fast. So I got it through Best Buy, but I'm excited, but I'm also not going to celebrate until the Switch is literally here, literally in my hands, because I know sometimes they cancel pre-orders. And I'm also just worried that it's not going to make it here in the mail. I don't want to accuse people of stealing, but I'm nervous that could happen because I've had Best Buy orders. I think, well, maybe it's only happened once, but I've definitely had something from Best Buy before, disappear. So I'm I don't want this to disappear in the mail, So I have the Switch 2. Hopefully we'll get it on time, and so I think we're on track for me to play the enhanced or upgraded Tears of the Kingdom. So that'll be the plan. We'll finish up this final chapter of Ace Attorney. We'll finish up Echoes of Wisdom. I might have a few streams where I kind of need to stall, so I'm thinking I might throw in some Stardew Valley just because it's been a while and I still haven't played the updated version on the Switch, and I don't know, just would be something cozy to do in the meantime. So we'll see how many streams I would need to do that for, but yeah, so that's why I'm tired. I got up to get the pre-order. It took me 45 minutes through all the different websites and queues. And then from the adrenaline rush, it took me I don't know how long it took me to fall back asleep, but it took me a while to go back to sleep. And then my daughter woke up 30 minutes earlier than she usually does, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but when I was up, it kind of is a big deal. So I'm tired. Let's switch over to the game. So the plan for today is, I think this is, hey Nick, welcome in. I think this is the final chapter of the Apollo Justice game of this trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's the final one, but we'll see. But anyways, regardless, we're starting it today. Oops. So we're starting it today. It might be a little loud. We can do some music. It is? Okay, yeah, you scared me yesterday when you said there might be a 5th chapter. I was like, oh, I mean, if there is, it's not a big deal, but I was planning for there to only be 4. So we'll start this final chapter. Yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm kind of glad. I considered canceling stream because I'm tired, but I was like, Ace Attorney usually is more laid back. Echoes of Wisdom can get a little intense with the puzzles sometimes, but I think Ace Attorney will be a good game to play while tired. But I hope other people who wanted... It's been almost 18 years since you played it, so you're... Oh, that's okay. Well, and there are games that have 5 chapters, I think, or there's some games that have DLC chapters. Because I remember playing the first game and being very surprised when thinking I beat the game, and then all of a sudden there was a bonus chapter, and I was like, oh, I'm not done. And not only was it a bonus chapter, it was like one of the longest trials of like the whole franchise. I think it's like, I don't even remember how long it was. It was a long one. But yeah. So it'll be Turnabout Succession. Hopefully I think this chapter is where we're finally going to learn more about what Phoenix has been up to and like why he is the way he is. Like we don't really know why, so. But yeah, I think this will be a good game to play even though I'm a little tired. So if I seem a little low energy, it's because I am. But like I said, I think this is like, since this is more story based, there's not too much to there won't be too much like intensity. And then once we finish the Apollo Justice game in this trilogy, I know there's Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, but I'm probably going to take a break because, as I said, I'm going to move on to Tears of the Kingdom, and then I want to play, I have Metroid Prime Remastered, and I really want to play that before Metroid Prime 4 comes out, which, I mean, we don't have a release date, so I don't know when that's going to be. And then I'm very strongly considering, I wasn't going to originally, but I'm considering playing Legends Arceus on stream. I bought that game basically when it released and I just never got around to it. And after Pokemon Violet, I was like, I'm not playing any more Pokemon games on camera. Like, I just can't do it. But with Legends ZA coming out, like, I was like, well, maybe I should play Arceus. I don't know. I have other games I want to play basically. And the whole point, I don't know if anybody remembers, but I set like a New Year's resolution that I'm going to get through 25% of my backlog this year. So, you know, if I can get through a game that's been in my backlog, I think that'll be good. So. All right. Oh, and I need to record. That's right. There we go. Oops. Well, I'm going to be editing these videos now. For anyone who knows Peter on my stream, my mod, him and his co-hosts on his channel, The Week Power Hour, they're doing a playthrough of the first trilogy. And they plan to play through all the Ace Attorney games. So when he told me that, I was like, well, I'll take over editing my Ace Attorney episodes. That way he's not spoiled, because I want them to have as blind of a playthrough as possible. So Eden will be editing. I'm not as good as Peter at editing, but these games are pretty easy since they're pretty linear to edit through. All right, I'm stalling. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We are starting the final chapter of this game, which is the first game of the trilogy, episode 4, Turnabout Succession, which I'm hoping we learn more about Phoenix and what he's been going through, and that is the whole truth of this case. Ooh, Mason system. We're getting technology? Oh, it's like an Apple Watch. Or Fitbit. Okay. It's a good blood pressure. Oh, it's... Okay. Ah! Flatlined. Hi, Ani. Welcome in. In order to understand it myself, I had to know the story of these last 7 long years. Yes, we want to know what happened. Okay, we got the cards. Nothing happens by chance. All is connected. We're getting digital. Ooh. Okay, lots of... Oh, it looks like magicians. I wonder if we're going to learn more about the Gramarys. You stand ready to begin the final chapter of this story. I do stand ready. Ooh. Who's that? Are we in like an alternate dimension? What is happening? Will the defendant be found guilty or innocent? The decision is... Wait, really? Is this like a choose your own? Nah, they don't really have games like that. I was like, is this choose your own adventure? If you need help with editing, you can help. Oh, that's nice of you to offer. I'll keep that in mind, but I should be okay. October 7th, 10:37 a.m. Write Anything Agency. Hey, Apollo, look on TV. Look. Yeah, I'm kind of busy. Whoa, look at that. He's the last Grammarly, all right. Amazing. Apollo, you should be watching this. Ow, what? What? I was writing about our last case in my journal. Apollo journals? Lawyers are supposed to write things in records, Apollo, not journals. And why now? That case was 3 months ago. Hey, it's a long story. I did a lot, you know? I want to vacuum pack the feel of the moment for later. Right now I'm wowing the crowd by figuring out how Lemire disappeared. That's right, Uncle Valent did that illusion too. They still haven't figured that out, but you're missing him on TV right now. I was just getting to the good part. I suppose I should watch a little TV with her. After all, her father's expecting me to look after her while he's again, free babysitting? What you're now seeing is a rehearsal for the greatest magic show on Earth. Happening right here at our very own Sunshine Coliseum. The Sunshine Coliseum, we're back to there? Hey, that's where the Gaviners concert was. Only 3 more days until miracles happen here, right before your unbelieving eyes. The legendary Troupe Gramarye is performing for the first time in 7 years. Huh? Oh, is that a picture of them from when they're younger? I'm like, he did not look like that. That's gonna be great. I'm so there. You and Daddy are coming too. The legendary Gramarys. If Trucy's real father were still alive, he'd be on that stage performing miracles. I've got the tickets and everything. Here's yours, Apollo. Magic show ticket received. Ticket to the premiere showing of The Grand Illusion by the magician Valent. So, is he the only remaining person? There was a girl in the group too. Ooh. Ah, you are here. Working hard or hardly working? Phoenix? Yay! Is he finally gonna stop looking like a street bum? Hey, how have you been? Hi there, stranger. Not exactly the kind of greeting I'd want to hear from my own kid. Though he has been gone a long time. Yeah, he's just leaving her with Apollo. How goes it, Trucy? Here, I got a present for you. Yay, pudding! I love pudding. Oh, it's farm fresh. And not just 1 pudding, but 3 whole cups. I'll have to pace myself. Well, I'm beat. That's right, Daddy. You're on a top secret mission. You've got to take it easy with the secrets, you know? How right you are. So, you still can't tell us what your mission is? Maybe it is time. It has something to do with you anyway. Uh-oh. What? With me? Oh, maybe you're getting a top secret mission too. Maybe you can be one of those guys. A spy. Can't I just be a defense attorney? To be honest, telling you about the mission was my whole reason for coming here today. What? Tell me. You've heard of the jurist system, yes? Jurist? The jurist system? That's right. The new legal system everyone's talking about. Is it like AI? Have you heard of it, Apollo? Huh? Maybe? Maybe not as many people are talking about it as I thought. The jurist system, huh? Are you gonna tell us some more? So, Daddy, what's this jurist system thing? Well, Trucy, do you know what a jury is? I've heard of it. Isn't that those people who sit in court in those old courtroom dramas? The ones who get to decide if a guy's innocent or guilty? Do you know, Apollo? Only from TV. It's 12 people chosen from the community, right? Well, they're thinking about reviving that system. Oh, okay, that's interesting because in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, they do have a jury system. I wonder if it's gonna be similar to that. They're calling the new system the jurist system. No more doing whatever you like, Your Honor. Not quite that harsh. The jurists cooperate with the judge. They help analyze the case from different angles. Ah, and there will be only 6 of them under the current proposal, right? Wow, you know your stuff, Apollo. I thought he said he didn't know. Their findings directly affect the verdict. Hopefully, people will start taking the courts a little more seriously now. I mean, I feel like they should, but when you allow perjury and lying constantly on the stand, it's hard to take it seriously. I feel like I'm on some kind of educational TV show, starring Dr. Wright. Aha, Dr. Wright, his assistant Trucy, and mascot Apollo, the perfect team. Poor Apollo, mascot, hey. The secret mission? So, what is this secret mission? The juror system is my mission, more or less. Anyway, keep in mind that new ideas like this system are always risky, Apollo. Too true. Everyone's got an opinion, and they just talk and nothing gets decided. Kind of like you, Apollo. I'm not that bad, am I? In any case, we're gonna give it a shot. A test, if you will. I don't like tests. We'll take a case as a sample and choose 6 jurists. I'll be the one helping with the process, incidentally. Helping how? Well, for one, I'll be chair of the Jurist System Simulated Court Committee. Oh, so it is a simulation. The chair constructs the ideal situation, choosing the case, the jurist candidates, even the judge in the courtroom. Wow, it's like you have a real job. I mean, he did used to be an attorney. I was never good at that. I was never that good at the piano, to be honest. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I guess. Exactly. The trial's tomorrow, by the way. Don't miss it. The trial simulation, that is. I'm kind of excited about the simulation. A simulation, huh? Sounds interesting. I've been watching a lot of Black Mirror lately because they released the new season on Netflix, so I'm kind of down that rabbit hole. So what kind of case is the trial simulation about? Well, since it is the first run through of a new system, I wanted something simple. Good thinking. No sense wearing yourself out on something too serious. True, the case is a murder. I mean, it usually is. That's not simple at all. By simple, did you mean that the defendant is guilty? Yes, most likely. So, good luck, Apollo. So, that means it's going to be a fake defendant? With what? With the trial tomorrow. You're defending, of course. So yeah, I'm defending someone that we know ahead of time is guilty. Recall that I said it had something to do with you. Go for it, Apollo. It's just a test case anyway, so I'm being voluntold to do this. No sweat. Yeah, but there's still a verdict to be decided. And a potentially serious sentence, the most serious in a worst case scenario. But if it's a fake person... Ah, you mean the verdict's for real? That's not a test trial. That's a... Oh, it is real? All the forms have been filed. There's no turning back now. I'm confused. The trial begins tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hope you can make room in your schedule. Well, why am I only hearing about this now? Ah, yes. There was a change this morning. I picked a new case. Eh? Something that happened last night. Okay, so it's something legit. Valiant Grammary. Hey, Apollo, I know you're all excited about that secret mission. But what about this? The Troop Grammary Grand Magic Show. Huh? Oh, right, the card tricks. They're not card tricks. They're grand illusions, miracles, the apocalypse. Heaven and earth will shake. So what? That's 3 whole days from now. It's at Sunshine Coliseum. Let's go. Let's go today. Why would we go today? We can say hi to Uncle Valen. Oh, okay. Have fun. What? I can't go by myself. You know I'm not very outgoing. Right. But she's literally has her own magic act. Why not go with her? Why am I still babysitting? But what about the secret mission? Oh, don't worry about that. You'll hear all about it tomorrow, regardless. I don't trust that smile. He knows something that he's not telling me. Yippee, now you can take me to the Coliseum. I suppose it wouldn't kill me to pop over there. Ah, Grammary. That reminds me. What's this? Daddy? Isn't that Silk Hat the Grammary seal? Ooh. Consider it a birthday present, Trucy. Thanks, it's great. But today isn't my birthday. Good point. What day is today, Apollo? I don't know. Today? I think it's Recycle Your Plastics Day. Then it's a Recycle Your Plastics Day present. Okay, repeat. So it's plastic. I've given up trying to understand them. It's much easier that way. So what is it? Can I open it, Daddy? No. Huh? You'll need that envelope someday. Oh, mysterious. Someday soon. Don't open it until then. Well, why didn't you just hold on to it until then? Because that would be the logical thing to do. Envelope for Mr. Right. Do not open until the time is right. I guess we'll hopefully know when that is. My water's in the way. Hold on. Where should I put this? There we go. You just be able to see my screen over there. Actually, I'm gonna drink. An envelope about the Grammaries, huh? Okay, so tell me more about this. Is it real? But it's called a simulation. It can't be real then, right? All right, so what case are you going to use? You really want to know, don't you? Of course I do. I mean, I'm going to be defending, aren't I? If all goes well, then yes. Of course, this is just a test. We wanted everyone to start without preconceptions. A blank slate, as it were. There's a difference between having a blank slate and just being totally clueless. Whose dumb idea was that anyway? Well, mine. Committee chair, remember? Oh. Well, if you want to know that badly, I suppose. I could give you permission to examine the scene of the crime. Good. That's better. But you can't talk to anyone involved with the case. What? Then how am I supposed to defend? You let me worry about the details there. Remember, I'm in charge of this trial. All of it. But you don't want it to backfire, do you? Apollo. If I'm in charge of the whole trial, that means the entire affair is my responsibility, for good or for bad. Just do what you can. And don't worry, I know what I'm doing. All right. I'd recommend going down to the detention center. Your client's waiting, so I can talk to my client at least. You can ask about the scene there. You just said I couldn't talk to anyone involved. Oh, you can talk to your client. Okay, good. If you can get her to talk. Well, time's a-wasting. Okie dokie. Move. Oh, I can go to the detention center first. So who's our client? Visitor's room. That's 20 minutes we've been waiting here. 20 minutes. Maybe I should complain. I'm sure that guard has better things to do than stand there pretending he doesn't see us. You know, the minute we get angry, the client will show. It always works that way. Like shouting, "A waiter," and they're standing right behind you. Oh, guard. Is our client going to be much longer? What are you talking about? Haven't you already started the meeting yet? What? Huh? Oh, has she been there the whole time? Where did you come from? Well, anyway. Oh, well, and I was speaking in her voice. Anyway, please have a seat. I was giving her a soft-spoken voice, but I realized it was Apollo talking. Oh, she's cute. I'm nervous, Apollo. It's the silence. It builds suspense. Why don't you do something, Trucy? You're a magician, aren't you? That's right. Okay. Ooh. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. Is that gonna make her? No, she doesn't look amused. Oh, she left. Oh, she passed out? Ooh, she passed out. This magic underwear might have been a better bet. That's magic panties, Apollo. No, I don't want to talk about her magic panties anymore. Introductions? Hi. Well, I'm your defense. I really think it has to be fate, you know? And by fate, I mean destiny. Did you know I'm good with astrology? Tell me, what's your sign? Don't hit on her, Apollo. I can tell you mine if you'd like, Apollo. No, never mind. I just got carried away there. I seem destined to get difficult clients, it seems. Your name? I don't think she's gonna talk. So what's your name? Oh, right. I'm supposed to introduce myself first. I'm Apollo. Apollo Justice. And I'm Trucy Wright. I know. This is getting nowhere fast. The case? Hey, I know. Maybe you can tell us what happened? I'm your defense attorney, after all. Anything out of the ordinary happened lately? Like, why are you in jail? Well, the other day, this tourist from out of... She's not talking to you. Later, Trucy. I feel like I need to ask directions myself here. Well, that was fruitless. Though I think I understand despair a little better now. You did good, Apollo. Ooh, what is that? Look, she's doing her nails. Oh. What? Are nails more important than defense? Is that it? Let's go, Trucy. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Oh, could you read this? Sure. I feel like a teenager on effort. Does he like her? And this is the love letter we pass from desk to desk at school. Stop looking so wistful and read it, Apollo. It's a business card with a name and address. The name is Vera Misham? The address is for Drew Studio. Okay, add it to the court record. And you're giving me this card because... And she's gone. Well, looks like we're finished here. I wonder if Drew Studio is the scene of the crime? Oh, maybe. Let's go find out. That's a good point. Can we look at it? No, nothing. Okay. Vera Misham. What's the D stand for? What a pretty business card. Looks like a postcard almost. And on the back? Just her name. That seems odd to me. Huh? What does? Why write your name on the front and back of the card? Why not use a space on the back for a self-portrait? Or a caricature? Then people would remember what you look like, too. That's not a bad idea, actually. Here, give me one of your cards, Apollo. She's drawing something. Hey, my hair is not that spiky. Okay. Letter. Anything we can look at here? Oh, it's got a signature on it. Ah, looky here. A handwritten signature. It says... I can't read it. That seems odd to me. I mean, isn't a signature intended to show ownership? What's the use if no one can read it? Isn't it enough if you can read your own? Oh, I never thought of that way. Okay. So that looks good. And then the ticket. $70. Are you ready, Apollo? Ready? For what? For what? For the true Grand Magic Show. It's not like I'm getting up on stage or anything. What are you talking about, Apollo? You can't enjoy magic if you're not part of what's going up on stage. I'll lend you my spare costume if you need one. What? You mean I can't go in this? No. Doesn't get more straightforward than that. I can't imagine Apollo in a magician costume. Okay, so we've looked at everything. I guess we'll go to Drew's studio. I know it wants us to go to the Sunshine Coliseum at some point, but ooh, those are really good. I like the pufferfish. Wow, this looks like a studio. It's like life imitating art, or maybe it's the other way around. The tape on the ground there, it's a bit jarring. Yeah, looks like we found our crime scene. Apollo, look at all those paintings. Hey, don't touch those. It's okay, I'm just looking. Ooh, I like them. That one's my favorite. I like the under the sea theme. Oh, that one's good too. It's like, huh? Apollo, look at this one. Looks half finished. You can still see the whole, I don't know that much about art. That to me, I was like, ooh, I like that one. It's not even finished. You can still see the rough sketch underneath. But that's odd. The rough part doesn't look like the rest of the painting at all. Yeah, good point. That is odd. Maybe they're covering something. Drew Measham's paintings added to the court record. All the paintings have a really different style too. Can we look at them a little? Like, is there anything on the back? No. Well, what do we have here? It looks like a person thinking about something. Maybe they're worried? Yeah, it's very abstract. Like, what should I have for supper? A hot dog or a hamburger? You know, I've always wondered about that. Why is there supper and dinner? Are they different meals or the same thing? That is a good point. Maybe that's what this person's thinking about. I do think they're different. I feel like I remember being told at one point what the difference was, but I can't remember. I like the under the sea one. Is that a pufferfish? Apollo, that's clearly a porcupine fish. What? They're not the same thing? You know what gets me? They've got all these needles, right? But what's protecting that soft belly, or that soft spot on the lower belly there? Nothing. Must remember to keep Trucy away from small round fish. Nothing on the back. And this is the one that looks off. Yeah, nothing on the back. So this spot here. Apollo, look at this painting. You can see the rough sketch. Oh, looks like it was only half completed. Huh? That's funny. Do the rough sketch and the finished painting look totally different to you too? They do, actually. What's that all about? Yeah, I'm sure that's important. Ah, I thought I might find you two here. Emma! Emma, long time no see. Oh? Seems like I run into you far too often. I'll bet I know why you're here too. You know about the trial simulation tomorrow? I've heard about it, sure. So Mr. Wright chose you, huh? We don't even know what the case is about. Well, he was killed. The artist who owns the studio, that is. Mr. Drew Measham. So they're running a simulation? I guess that's why I'm confused. They're running a test on a real trial? Like, that seems kind of weird to put somebody's fate into something that they're testing. My nose is running. I did take my allergy pill before. Okay. Mr. Drew Measham. He's got paint on his face. Measham. And his daughter was put under. Oh, that's his daughter? Yeah, we just saw her at the detention center. It was funny though. She seemed more like a victim than the kind of person who could commit murder. Yeah, she's a little quiet. You don't say. Not even by poisoning. That's how it was done, you know. Poisoning is a common way to get the job done when the murderer is a woman. I think that's true though, isn't that? That there's a higher rate of women doing like non-violent ways of murder. Well, murder is always violent, but you know what I mean. Like, they don't like shoot or stab. They do it under the rug ways. Anyway, Mr. Wright told me you'd be coming. Feel free to take a look around. I'll just be over here with my stackoos. We can't talk to anyone related to the case this time around, which means we'd better find out as much as we can here at the scene, or else. I guess can we even talk? The victim? So, this Mr. Drew Measham was some kind of artist? Apparently. Did a lot of illustrations for books, I hear. Had a lot of female fans, too, for what it's worth. Oh? Well, I guess his stuff is kind of pretty. Like that oil painting over there, for instance. Yeah, that. Wasn't one of his illustrations, actually. Oh, huh? So it was a standalone painting or something? Is that what she means? He was an odd bird, Measham. Hadn't shown his face to anyone until the end. What do you mean, to anyone? He was always locked up here in his studio, apparently. His only connection to the outside world was through letters he'd put in that letterbox there. Oh, letters? Do people still write letters? What do you mean, Apollo? I mean, when was the last time you wrote a real letter? Don't most people use email and stuff these days? Not Mr. Measham. Couldn't stand technology, it seems. He did everything by mail. Maybe he thought that way was more artistic, you know? Drew Measham's contact with the outside world is empty. In any case, the only person besides him allowed in here was his daughter, Vera. Oh, you mean the killer? The suspect, please. Come on, Trucy. We took some fingerprints, of course. The only ones found in the room were Mr. Measham's and Vera's, basically. Basically? Actually, last night, Mr. Measham gave an interview to a reporter for the first time. Oh, it happened during the interview, apparently. What, his first interview ever? Could you tell us a bit more about what happened the night of the murder? So I guess we can't talk to this interviewer, huh? So, this woman, Vera. She's Mr. Measham's daughter, right? Yep, a real sickly girl ever since she was little. Oh, hardly ever went outside. She did kind of give off a withdrawn sort of aura. She was homeschooled by her father, apparently. It was quite a scene when they took her to the detention center. She was screaming about how she'd die if they took her outside. Is she like allergic to the sun or something like that? Hi, welcome in, Trombone. You're playing one of your favorite cases and your voice is super soothing. Oh, thank you. You know, oh, you're gonna listen for a while. I appreciate it. Thanks for lurking. Thanks for joining in. So I wonder if she's one of those people that's like allergic to the sun or something? That does sound like a scene. You're heading out, Brandon. Thanks for joining in. Have a good day. In the end, she agreed to leave if she was allowed her good luck charm for company. Her good luck charm? Apparently, she has this charm that magically gives her the courage to go outside. Why can't I ever get a normal client? I wonder if she has some kind of condition and that charm keeps her, like, healthy? I don't know. But why would a shut-in daughter kill her own dad? Don't look at me. So, about the poison. It was found to be in his coffee, right? No. Not precisely. Not precisely? What does that mean? It means see for yourself, I think. Okay, so night of the crime? Like I said, last night was the first time someone from the outside came into the studio. I guess mysterious painters who never go outside make for good articles. And it just so happened that he died. I know. So they would lock up his daughter, but not this person? He died the night of his first interview? Yeah, that seems shadier to me. At around 9 p.m. every night, Vera always made him a cup of coffee. Last night, he drank his usual coffee and suddenly became violently ill. And died? She poisoned him on the night of his interview? Wouldn't the reporter see? He wasn't near Mr. Measham when she brought her father his coffee. Oh. Whoa, he was checking out some kind of equipment in the back of the room. What is all that? It's like artist to scientist. Supposedly, that's why she didn't notice he was there. It was a reporter who called the police, in fact. Wait, but why is she the suspect? Exactly. If anyone is suspicious, it's the reporter. Yet the reporter never got near Mr. Measham's coffee. Even Vera acknowledges that. Regardless, I want to know more about this reporter exactly, but I don't think we can talk to them. Okay, let's look at this. Mr. Measham's contact. Okay, so I can't get any closer, but I can examine the room. We got a lot to look around here. So, can we get a closer look at this? That letterbox looks funny sitting inside a room like this. Let's take a look. Empty. No one wanted to communicate. The other half of that letterbox is actually connected to the outside of the studio. Mr. Measham would put his letters in there, and the postman took them away. Impressive that someone still writes letters in this day and age. Or wrote, rather. Past tense. Okay, there's a painting back here. Can we look at this? Hey, there's a painting hidden back here. Hey, you're right. What if it's embarrassing somehow and he didn't want anyone to see it? It looks like someone hid it intentionally. You certainly seem pleased by the possibility. Oh, it's like the completed version of the other one. Huh, it's so normal. That's hardly something to get mad about. Huh? What is it, Apollo? Well, doesn't this painting look like... Never mind. It does, Apollo, keep going. I'd better get a professional opinion on this. Yeah, notable for the large plum in the foreground. Why is there a plum in a river? Hold on. Is there anything we need to know about this one? Is there anything on the back? I swear none of these have anything on the back. Ooh. Hey, Apollo, this painting. I know it. Huh? Really? It's that story where the old woman is doing the wash in the river. And this giant peach comes a floating on down like James and the Giant Peach. That might possibly be the strangest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, I've never heard that. Folklore. Okay, well, we're done with that. Well, it's kind of messy over here. Like a fight? Apollo, that's where the body was. Oh, that's just his outline. Okay. That's the spot where Mr. Drew Measham passed away. He put the coffee mug to his lips, and the next moment, there's quite a bit of paint on the ground. Oh, okay, so it's saying he, like, passed out and knocked everything down. I thought there was, like, a fight or something. See that half-painted painting there? He must have been working on that right up to the moment he died. Yeah, somebody must have covered what he was looking at, or what he was working on. Wow, a true artist to the end. Or maybe he started it a year ago and was procrastinating. Look at the coffee. Ah, that's the victim's coffee mug. Aha! So the poison was in here. This is my first time seeing a real poisoned mug of coffee. I would hope so. That's very specific, yeah. Poisoned coffee? Not exactly, actually. What do you mean? No traces of poison were found in the coffee. What? You'll have to— well then, how are they saying she poisoned him? Oh, you'll have to figure out the rest yourself. Okay. Making me think for myself, Emma. I'm officially not on your side after all. The victim's last cup of coffee, the side of the cup reads Measham. And then there's a teacup here too. I imagine this coffee cup was for guests to use. Guests? Did the police already analyze this cup too? Not a trace of poison was found on that cup. So the killer was after Drew Measham alone. Okay, we can look at the cup too. What's this? Hey, look there. That stain doesn't look so healthy, Apollo. That must be the Blue Mountain stuff we've been hearing about. What? Something tells me that even Blue Mountain coffee isn't— oh, okay, I was like, is this something I've missed during the other chapters? No, the stain is probably— better ask Emma. Oh, okay. Anything else I can look at? No. Well, let's, we'll talk to Emma in a second. I want to keep looking around here. I guess I'll look at each painting as well. I wouldn't mind taking a closer look at those paintings. I just love oils, you know? How they're so thick. Is that the word? I guess. These paintings are all dry. I'm just surprised at how different they— that's true, they're all a very different style. Yeah, and what's going on with this half-finished one? It must have been a work in progress. You can still see the rough sketch below. That's what's so weird. The sketch part doesn't really fit the finished parts. I noticed. That is weird. Indeed. Let's see. I think I got everything on this side. Is there anything up? No. Yeah, I think I'm good here. Then over here. I'm just— sorry. Oh, never mind. I thought I saw a text. I do not have text. What is all this? What is all this equipment here for? That's just what I was asking, Trucy. It doesn't look very artistic, really. He had everything from a lathe to a laser cutter. Looks like he was ready to work on metals and wood. Oh, maybe he wasn't just a painter. Maybe he was doing other kind of like art as well. This equipment's a bit old, to tell the truth. Why would a painter need all this? From the dust, I'd say he had used this stuff for years. This corner doesn't fit with the rest of the studio. Oh, do you think I could borrow this? I want to cut a quarter in half to make a trick coin. This is a crime scene, Trucy. But these cost like $50 at the magic shop. This is a dangerous equipment, Trucy. Look at all these paints, Apollo. There's so many. He's got like 20 kinds of red. We could repaint your suit, Apollo. No. How about this shade of green? That would be enough of that. Thanks. Don't touch my suit. Let's take a closer look at this desk here. Ooh. Zoom in. Wow. These are nice. Hey, Apollo, what's this feather thingy? Isn't that a pen? Like an old-fashioned quill pen? But it doesn't have a pointy end. Oh. That was most likely for sweeping detritus off the desk. I swear, I know I've said this before, I feel like I have a good vocabulary and this game is constantly teaching me new words. Wow, you sure know a lot, Emma. Bold and scientific, that's my motto. Exactly what about that was bold or scientific? I like this guy. What's he pointing at? Something about the way that figure is posed. I've seen that pose before. Oh, but I had an alert go off on my computer. Sorry. It's you, Apollo. See, you're making one of your flamboyant gestures. Please, I'm a professional. I wonder why it's posed like that. Coincidence? Maybe not. So this is Drew Measham? And this little girl must be Vera. Yes, they took that some years ago. They look close. A happy little family. Until you arrested his daughter. Look, I was personally against that, okay? She just didn't seem very suspicious, scientifically speaking. Uh-huh, right. These books. Is this a journal? Wow, talk about a clue. Let's read it. What is it, Apollo? He didn't write the name of the killer, did he? It's new. He didn't write a single line. Oh. Alright, you had me going for a while there. I was gonna say that would be very useful. What is this little one? Oh, cute. Look at the tiny frame, Apollo. Tiny is right. That thing's barely 2 inches high. What picture would fit in that? None, apparently. It's empty. There's no glass in it either. Oh, maybe it's not a frame. What's it doing sitting on the edge of the desk? This is a lesson for us all. Be sure to check the size when you buy the frames. Okay, so I think I've looked at everything on the desk. Oh, holder. What is this? Oh, it's an envelope. This envelope has been opened and resealed. Oh, I know how to do that. You take a pot of boiling water and hold the envelope up to the steam. Oh, the glue melts and it opens. Man, now I'm learning some stuff here. Cool, huh? Not that I need to like look through anybody's mail. Whoever did this wasn't so delicate. You're right. Looks like they just ripped it open and stuck it back together. Huh? The postmark on this letter is from 7 years ago. Why would someone open a letter then seal it again? I'd better hang on to this. Found on the victim's desk, appears to have been opened once and resealed. Can we take a closer look at that? Can we... Ooh. X? Apollo, look, it's been opened once here. You're right. I wonder if there's some way we can see what's inside? Should I try to get it open and stick it back shut? I think we should. Don't tamper with evidence, but we want to know what's inside. Emma, let's ask her. Okay. Sounds good. Anything? So I think I'm done with this desk. Anything else around here? I think we can go back to Emma and... Oh, nope. One more thing. Is this desk for painting, Apollo? That would be a drafting table drafting. Basically, it's a tool for making precise diagrams like architects use or something. Wow, painting is harder than I thought. I think this guy does more than just painting at this point. Why would a painter need a drafting table? Was he an architect too? Yeah, I said architect. You guys are taking the words right out of my mouth. Okay, I think we're good here. So we can talk to Emma maybe? Forensic science. I bet Emma could help us out here. Don't forget, flattery will get you everywhere with her, Apollo. Huh? What are you two whispering about? Well, I was thinking. I mean, why, what is it we always do when we run into at a crime scene? What is it we always do scientifically? We do fingerprints. Ah, you know me too well. Okay. Okay, meaning we can get, scientific now? Oh, I suppose, just this once. Okay, she's breaking the rules for us. Bring me anything you find suspicious and we'll check it out. So I can show her... Well, I think I want to show her two things, right? The cup and the envelope? Start with the cup. Emma, what about this mug? There's a pale blue, residue on the rim. Eh? Ah, that! Yes, well, it's just a rumor. But I've heard there's a coffee... Okay, Blue Mountain coffee. I'm pretty sure it isn't actually blue, Emma. Ah, right. Okay, you got me. That's a leftover from my testing spray. Forensic science. I knew your hobby was behind this somehow, Emma. It's not a hobby. So, what kind of... Yeah, I still don't understand why she's a detective and not, like, in their forensics department. So what kind of scientific stuff were you up to? Ooh, this spray, that's what. It turns blue when it touches poison. So the poison that killed the victim was this mug. That makes me think of, The Emperor's New Groove. He's like, the poison that killed Cusco, Cusco's poison. That's right. See? It wasn't in the coffee. Oh, he applied it to the rim of the mug itself. Wow, science is amazing. It certainly is helpful. Maybe Emma would be willing to help us out a bit more. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. They say flattery will get you everywhere. It's certainly worth talking to her a bit more. About poison analysis. I was afraid you were going to ask about that. See, this solution is used to test for... Oh man, they've used this word before, atroquinine. And I don't think it's a real poison. I looked it up because I was curious. Atroquinine, the deadly poison found in the autopsy. Uh-oh, I know that spark in her eye. She's getting excited. Best tread lightly. It's one of the most virulent poisons, but it's absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. Oh, and guess what? Recent research has shown that that's fine. Really, we don't need to know all the gory details. I think I get it. You just spray this stuff on something you want to test, right? Precisely. You can find even the slightest trace of poison with this. I want to try too, Emma. Pretty please. You don't have to ask twice. I already used it on everything suspicious, of course. Did you? Oh, I wonder if we can use it on the envelope. Maybe there's some poison on the envelope? Yay, let's give it a whirl, Apollo. Ooh, ah! What are you doing? was just seeing if I got a reaction. Oh, did she spray it in my face? How is this for a reaction? Never do that again. I'm not poisonous. Tell that to those hapless witnesses on the stand. Let's just get down to checking for real poisons, shall we? Ooh, okay. Ooh. Okay. What about... Okay. I don't know what else you would spray other than maybe the paintings? But if you ingest it, I mean, it's not like he's ingesting the paintings. Unless it's absorbed through the skin too, like if it was on his, like brushes or something. Okay. I don't know what I'm looking for. I can't spray it on like the items in my possession because I was gonna spray it on that envelope. I was gonna say maybe they put poison along the edge of the envelope and then when someone licked it, but the envelope's 7 years old, so I guess it wouldn't have caused him to die this time. Okay, I feel like I'm spraying it everywhere and not seeing anything come up. Of course, with these games, you have to be like very specific about where you point. Did I spray these paint bottles over here? Did they poison the paint? Okay, I'm gonna go back. Too bad, no reaction there. I'm sure Emma checked out all the likely spots. Wait a second. What is it, Apollo? Did you spray that little desk over there? I don't think so. The spray probably can't reach that far, you know? Let's check it out, just to be sure. Oh, okay. Maybe I was right. Oh. Okay. Maybe it's this. It's this little frame. I knew this frame was up to something. Examine. Yee! A reaction, Apollo. Ah! Where? Where? The inside of that cute little frame. Look. Well, would you look at that? Nice going, Trucy. I'm known to work magic. Never mind that I was the one who found it. Tiny frame added to the court record. I just realized I didn't feed my dogs. Hold on. I'm gonna go to BRB screen. Okay, sorry. I had this like weird like stream of thoughts. I could hear my husband leaving to go to the gym for his lunch break. And in my head, I was like, oh, I wonder if he let the dogs out before he left. And then I was like, the dogs. I meant to give them their breakfast before I started stream and I didn't. Oops, they're okay. All right. And my nose is still super runny. Is the game going? Oh, I think it's just, okay. Tiny frame added to the court record, frame measuring 2 inches by 2 inches, bears traces of deadly poison, atroquinine. Why would the inside of that frame have poison on it? It looks like we found the only other place that was poisoned in any case. Is that it? I also wanted to present this envelope though. Can she do anything with this? Emma, about this. Oh, that. Yes. Why, that's a bright red envelope. She sure is jumpy. Someone opened this, didn't they? Yeah, she seems to know something about it. Ooh, my lips are sealed. Oh, your lips are sealed? That's a first. You mean you know what's inside the envelope? Sure, I read it after all, so she opened it. Ah, you mean you were the one who ripped this open? Ha, please. I would have steamed it open. But she did sneak a peek at it, apparently. Well, then I want to look at it too. Know that I have a powerful weapon on my side. Weapon? Yes, the use of tools. Highly specialized tools for information gathering. That looks like a CT scanner or something. Something medical. Tools I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. You should try flattering her, Apollo. They say a little praise can open big doors. Never heard that one, but it's good advice. Let's try talking to her some more. About that envelope we found. I was wondering if you could help us out with that tool you were mentioning. You want to know about my tool, do you? It's called an X-ray analyzer. Oh, I was close. It's an X-ray, not a CT. X-ray, like the X-rays you get at the dentist? That's right. At least, oh, she used an X-ray to read through it? At least that's what I call it. Huh? It has a real name, but it's much more complicated. The X-ray spectralization. I think that's a made-up word too. Something. How am I supposed to remember all that? So, basically, it lets you see inside things, like envelopes. That's right. You're sharp, Trucy. But it's a bit more complicated than that in practice, of course. Actually, to tell the truth, I'm not really sure how it works scientifically. Can I try it out, Emma, please? Oh, I suppose. Of course, I've already checked out everything suspicious myself. Have you? Because you missed the frame. All right, let's give it a spin, Apollo. Ooh. What? We're gonna get cancer or something from this machine. What are you doing? Oh, just seeing if I could see through your hair. But it's like lead. Point that thing at me anymore and it might fall out his hair. Then I wouldn't need an X-ray machine to see through it. Let's just get down to business, shall we? Right, let's test it on a sample first. It just so happens that I have a lottery ticket here. Did you win? Ooh. Oh, fancy. You set the sample in the device like so. I don't see anything. Patience, there's no need to get all antsy. Look at the right side of the screen. That's the layer view of the envelope. Layer view? You've got it set to oh, this is getting fancy. You've got it set to display the outside of the envelope now. See? Actually, it's quite quick, or it's quicker to just have you give it a try. Turn that dial there with the R for me, would you? Okay. Oh, I'm not doing anything. That's right. I wasn't moving it. That's right. That's how you choose what depth you want to scan. Okay. Hey, I got something. See? That's how you can read the letters on the ticket inside. Cool, huh? Except I can't read them. Just turn the dial a little more. Gotta scan all the way through. What you have to understand is that a sheet of paper isn't really flat at all. When you zoom in that much, you see that paper is like a bunch of hills and valleys. Wow, really? This X-ray device uses a beam with a wavelength of only 0.05 microns. It breaks cards down into thin layers, so it can only show what's written on that layer. I'm not entirely following you, but what good is it if you can't read anything? That's why we go on to step 2. Try rubbing the image a bit more. Rubbing it. Rubbing? Like going over the image? Oh. Okay, well, holding A. Okay. So I am doing this. Ooh. There, that fixes the image on the screen. It doesn't look any better. Now turn the dial again, just a little bit. Good. Now you can rub this image to fix it too. Hey, I get it. We just keep doing this until we've got the whole thing. Exactly, not bad. Neat, let's do some more. Okay, so... Okay, so yeah, you just gotta scan through the whole thing. And then keep... Oh, I'm going up. Need to go down. So why don't you just go through the whole thing and wait to the end to do this? Lottery. Well, I'm getting the image for sure. Oh, no, I'm going back up. Down. Lottery number 0016. Try again. Oh, did I do something wrong? Ooh, gotta go back up? Okay, so you just go up and down. No? Oh, ooh, okay. Yeah, so I guess you go all the way down and then all the way back up. There we go. Okay, let's print this one out. Ooh, lottery number 0016. Try again. She didn't win. Does this mean I have to buy another one to win? Well, it's Emma's ticket. Let her buy another one. It's okay. There's no need. But see, this is the true hidden power of my weapon. Neat, huh? Now let's try it out on the real thing, shall we? Indeed. Let's get this envelope read. Oop, wrong way. This way. Get all this. Oop, more. To Drew Measham. Okay. Back up. I've deposited the 100,000. 30,000? In the designated account. Please send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. Okay, let's print this one out. Ooh, 100 grand. Someone deposited $100,000 into Mr. Measham's account? His painting's supposed to be really valuable. There's another page in there. Care to take a look? You bet I do. If you're gonna read someone's mail, you might as well read it all. Here it goes with the second page then. Okay. I wonder what else. This is getting spicy. Get all this. I wonder if whoever wrote this signed their name or something. Then we'll know. I keep going the wrong way. Something... Yeah, I still can't make this out. Oop. Something... Sign the papers, send the something... Back up. Sign the papers and send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 9 days. I need not remind you to speak of this to no. Okay, but this is 7 years old, right? Okay, let's print this one out. So, it was a letter about payment for one of his paintings. They don't know that it was for one of his paintings. Why all the secrecy, though? And what? Why was this letter the only one in here? It's 7 years old, right? Maybe it had some special significance to him. Well, Emma? Well, indeed. She knows something she's not telling us. Looks like she's keeping mum about it. It's updated, found in the victim's desk drawer, contains 2 sheets of writing paper. So, Emma, I was wondering, what's the story about this reporter that came here for a story the night of the crime? I'm afraid I can't tell you, because he's going to be a witness tomorrow, I hear. So I can't talk to him. I thought so. I'll never forget that face. But what was his name? Oh, right. Bruchel. Spark Bruchel. Bruchel. He's after a scoop to sell to the papers. So a reporter comes for an interview with a painter. His first interview ever, and that night, he's killed. Seems strange? Yeah, it sounds like he's trying to get a good story. Really strange. It does raise a few questions. I'd like to speak with this reporter if I could. Well, I hear he's on the beat today, too. He said something about covering a magician. Oh, magician? Well, if it's not true, see, that leaves only one other person. It wasn't Valiant Grammary by any chance, was it? Yeah, something like that. He's got some big show lined up, I hear. So he's out interviewing Valiant Grammary. Looks like I'll be heading out to that Coliseum again sooner than I thought. Here, I'll give you that reporter's card if you want. I do want that. This business card reads Spark Bruchel, freelance journalist. Freelance. Anything interesting on here? I guess you gotta have a good business card if you work freelance. Really? What's this? A camera lens finder? Do reporters take photos too? I guess if he's freelance, he'd have to. Maybe you should try being a prosecutor and a defense attorney. You'd always win. Why don't I become a rock star too while I'm at it? Just be like Gavin. Oh, what? Does that say top dollar for information? So he pays for information? Okay. Does she have anything else to say? It doesn't look like it. Move to Sunshine Coliseum. Okay, well, we will move to the Sunshine Coliseum for everyone watching the videos. This will be in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing and leaving a like. And for everyone watching the stream, we will head over there after a short break. Okay. So I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna play quite a bit. I'm gonna play through the whole first part of the investigation. Oh, I have a ton of text messages. Why do I have so many text messages? But yeah, I think I'm gonna get through this whole investigation and the trial as well. Let me just, oops. Why can't I delete this one? I always do a test recording. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I always do a test recording before I start streaming, and for some reason it wasn't letting me delete the test recording. Okay, sorry, let me just make sure I'm not missing anything important in these emails. I think it's just recruiting stuff. Ooh, okay. No, I'm not interested though. I'm actually trying to work as little as possible. Well, I mean, I have my work from home jobs. I'm trying to go into work as little as possible and just work from home. Okay. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We are continuing on with the first part of our investigation in Turnabout Succession. We are heading to the Sunshine Coliseum to see Valiant Grammary and meet this journalist who interviewed our victim the night he died. October 7th, Sunshine Coliseum. Woohoo! This is it, Apollo. The place where magic and dreams converge. Ooh. Just a while ago, it was the place where murder and nightmares converged. Yeah, I guess it would be a nightmare, huh? That was the last chapter. Let's go say hi to Uncle Valiant. What about the case? Ah, only a performer laughs like that. Oh, is it him? The young Miss Trucy. Often I'd hoped we'd meet again, only to tell myself it was an impossible dream. Uncle Valiant, how's it going? I'm glad to see you too. Of course you are. Humility is definitely not one of his stronger traits. Well, Miss Trucy, how does the day find you? If you've come to give me flowers, do it after the show, I beg you. Actually, we came to wish you good luck. And congratulations on your big magic show. Oh, but it is I who wish to congratulate you. Not everyone is so lucky as to witness miracles, such as the one I shall perform. Yeah, you're amazing. We get the picture. The world will watch in wonderment as Magnifi's illusions are reborn. Here, on stage, by my hand. He's, very into himself. Everyone's talking about the big magic show. Is it true that the Grammary miracle is back after a 7-year absence? Miss Trucy, I must apologize. Yeah, this is all connected because everything is 7 years. So if anything about these games that I've learned is that everything's always connected. Miss Trucy, I must apologize. This show and this honor should have been his. All her dad's, Daddy. My co-magician in training, Zach Grammary. If that terrible thing hadn't... What happened? It's okay. Tell us. Your father was a great magician, Trucy. If he were alive, then I, Valiant Grammary, would have been proud to stand upon the stage as his assistant. Thanks, Uncle Valiant. You know, I'm happy you're doing the show. To think, we get to see the Grand Magnifi's illusions again. She really is looking forward to this, isn't she? Magnifi... I'm having trouble saying that. My mentor, the magnificent Magnifi Grammary, was a true deity among magicians. A creator god who gave birth to magic and illusions that defied our very imaginations. I was so little when I last saw one, but I still remember his shows. He did wheelies in a sports car through the air above the audience, and then sped off to outer space faster than the speed of sound. I'm guessing that memory was a bit embellished. For 7 long years, the world has been waiting for a miracle to match his. As heir to the Gramarye troop secrets, it falls to me to provide one. It is my God-given destiny. Yes, you, nameless face who speaks for the nameless masses. How can I help you? If the world was waiting, why did you hold off for 7 long years? It appears the lad is uninformed. Perhaps you have heard of the magic known as law, which governs our land. Well, I'm a lawyer. I have, though I'm not sure it qualifies as magic. The performance of Magnifie's miracle was impossible. A certain law prevented it for some— well, maybe there's a reason, but no more. 7 years. That phrase sure likes to pop up. That's what I'm saying. Everything's connected. And why was that? A little matter called performance rights, Miss Trucy. Performance rights? Oh, like copyright kind of? Can you tell us about these performance rights? Magnifie's magic relied on an incredible innovative idea, a trick if you will. That trick was considered his property and as such was protected by property laws. Okay, that makes sense. Intellectual property maybe? Magnifie— I can't say his name. Magnifie knew this and bequeathed it in his will. To one person. You mean him? Yes, Miss Trucy, it was your father. Oh, Zat Gramarye was the inheritor of the Gramarye miracle. Well then wouldn't Trucy inherit it from there and when he died? Daddy. Yes, as you well know, he is gone. He disappeared suddenly, 7 years ago. Oh, so he didn't— did he die or disappear or both? What? I think I see where this story is going. Once a person is classified missing for a certain period of time, oh, they're considered legally deceased. Okay, so they didn't like see him die, you know? They're considered legally deceased, correct? In all absoluteness, those rolled up sleeves conceal your competence well, young man. That certain period of time of which you speak? 7 years. Ah, how convenient. Yes, Miss Trucy. Though it pains me to say it, this past spring, April to be precise, was the time. Your father was legally declared deceased. In the absence of a formal will, the secrets of our mighty mentor Magnifie passed to me. This was, in fact, stipulated in the will— oh, okay. I was gonna say, why wouldn't it just go to Trucy? By Magnifie himself. Is that how it works, Apollo? Yeah, it's called a death in absentia. He's declared missing permanently. Oh, Daddy. I hope— well, I would say I hope he's alive, but it seems like, you know, Phoenix is taking pretty good care of her. Do I need to present something to him? Probably none of this. The ticket? Ah, ha 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 ha. A challenge, is it? You want me to make that— no, please don't make it disappear. That's my ticket. Okay. That's not what it wants me to do. Do I just need to go inside? Apollo? What was that look just now? I was just thinking how hard it is to get any information out of the magician. Maybe this, but I don't think the time is right. Can I go somewhere from here? No, nowhere new. I feel like I should present something to him. Maybe this? I was wondering if you could tell me about this. Aha! Why, that bears the Gramarye seal. And? Uncle Valent? Is something wrong? Ooh, God. Where did you get this? Oh, I wonder if it's Zat Gramarye's will. Huh? Daddy gave it to me. Your daddy? My partner? No. My other daddy, Phoenix Wright. Oh, he's really triggered by this. It must have something he's worried about. Why would your Lord Daddy? Lord Daddy? That's kind of stretching the whole archaic thing a bit. The signature upon the back. Do you recognize it? That belongs to none other than Zat Gramarye. What? Can we use Emma's thing on it to read what it says? Daddy signed this? Might I be so bold as to open it? Don't touch. I'm sorry, but I can't let you do that. Okay. Oh, he looks nervous. What's in this envelope, I wonder? I kind of want to take it to Emma. Can I talk to him now? No. Is there anywhere else I can go? Just the studio. Anything else I can present? This is all from— yeah, this is all from the other place. Move. I wonder if I can present this to Emma. Because I want to know what's in here. I was wondering if you take a look at this. Look, I'm a detective. A detective. You can't just ask me— okay, so no, that's not what we do. Yes, be a little more focused. Somehow I knew she'd get around it. Okay, so she doesn't— yeah, so where does it want me to go then? Can I go back to the detention center? Anything new here? Vera? Ah, you're here to see Vera Measham? Yes, that's right. She's in the medical office at the moment. Oh, medical office? Is she okay? She's just lying down. Said she didn't feel so good. I'm sorry, but I can't allow any meetings at the moment. Most annoying client ever. Guess we should come back. Okay, so nothing here either. Anything at the agency? Anything new? No, nothing new here. Do I need to present something to Phoenix? Probably not. Do I need to present the envelope back to him? Ah, presenting, are we? I did my fair share of that back in the day. Showed my attorney's badge a lot, too. He may look cool and calm now, but you should have seen him before. Okay. You know me too well, Trucy. I'm glad I provided this opportunity for a little family bonding. That's not what it wants either. I guess back to the Coliseum. I was wondering if I could, like, go into the Coliseum? There's not an option to do that. Maybe I just need to examine my surroundings. Magic show. They've changed the sign since our last case. It was all Gaviners back then, wasn't it? I hope nothing bizarre and mysterious happens this time. But it shall. Why, the show itself will be bizarre and mysterious, I assure you. I don't have a problem with mystery as long as it's legal. I don't think lawyers and magicians were really meant to have conversations like this. The Coliseum? You know, I thought this at the time of the Gaviners concert too, but this Coliseum is just way too big. It's huge. Well, it's meant for big performances. It's got a big sounding name too. Sunshine Coliseum, was it? Ah ha ha ha. Would you like to hear what the grand finale of the show in 3 days will be? What, really? Yeah. The grand finale will be nothing other than... Don't tell me. You're gonna make the Coliseum disappear, right? Oh. Ah. Oh, oops. Looks like I was right. Apollo! I can't believe you'd use your power of perception on something like this. It was just a wild guess, really. How do you make a whole Coliseum of people disappear? Look, Apollo, a balloon. A hot air balloon. With a Grammary seal on it, no less. Well, this is a long-awaited revival after all, and it's been 7 years, you know? I've spent plenty of time and a pretty penny on promotion. I hope it's a huge success, Uncle Valent. Oh, I intend for it to be nothing less, I assure you. They both sure seem excited about it. I guess it's a big deal for magicians. Anyone down here? It's the blue badger. Hey, that creature there. He was handing out balloons during our last case too. He's not a creature, Apollo. Poor guy. Oh, sorry. Was I mean somehow? You know how hot it is inside of one of those suits? He's stuck in there, with only the smell of his own sweat to keep him company. Gross. On the verge of passing out, he hands out each balloon as though it were his last. Kind of takes the fun out of seeing the blue badger. That is dark, Trucy. There's a guy painting. I don't think there's anything else I can present. Or, examine. Did anything else come up? No. Do I need to present something else to him? Do I present it again? The signature. Why, it's none other than Zach Grammary. Perhaps I might take a look inside. No means no. Trucy's father didn't want us to open it yet. Your Lord Daddy. Why? What could be in this envelope? That didn't trigger anything new, did it? No. Oh, not examine. Present. I really don't think there'd be anything else he'd be interested in here. Oh, the business card. Maybe he knows where this journalist is? So, a journalist is here on a story? All eyes in the universe are upon my stage. All pens seek to commit its mysteries to paper. His name was Bruchel. Bruchel. I think he remembers him. He doesn't look too happy about it. Oh, that cloying smell of mint when he smiles, yes. Could you tell us more about him? What did he want? Okay, now that should open up more dialogue, hopefully. Mr. Bruchel, journalist. A man by that name called on me just now. Just now? Valent's vision is always toward tomorrow. Valent's feet step always forward. That is all. That's all? Very confusing. I am to perform a big magic show, yes? I wanted someone to cover it. Yet, he had ears only for that incident. That incident? In any case, I requested that the rapacious reporter remove himself. So a painter has died. What of it? What of it? It is but a footnote in the footlights compared to the magic of Grammary. Uncle Valent, do you know where the reporter went? Point us in the direction. I recommended he visit that place popular with penalized perpetrators. The detention center? He was a rude individual. Might I see that card? Sure. Oh, we would tear apart my respectability. I will tear him apart. Oh, here comes Apollo, Uncle Valen's big magic trick. Is he gonna fix the card? Not sure that qualifies as big magic. No, I think he just wanted to destroy it. What happened to the big magic? It is not more miraculous, or is it not more miraculous for it to stay ripped? Rude. You must have really not liked that journalist. Now, the time has come when I must return to my prestidigitation preparations. Oh my gosh. By your leave, Miss Rusi. Thanks, Uncle Valent. 3 days from now. Make ready for a miracle. Bye. What do you think that journalist was after? Why did Valent react like that to this envelope? I think it's time to pay the detention center another visit. Let's go. Back to the agency and then the detention center, I guess? Detention center. I think I hear what you're saying. We're all doing it for the money. End quote. No, not at all. Looks like someone's already meeting here. Maybe that reporter? Ooh. He's just taking notes on his... Oh, he's got the pen. That looks like the same pen that was left at the artist place. Hey there, how you doing? Who might you be? Sorry, we didn't know someone was already here. I'm Apollo Justice, attorney at law. Talk about a nervous monkey. You? You're Justice? You? Ooh, he's creepy. I don't like that smile. You know me? Do I know you? Of course I know you. Stares down witnesses on stand till they spill beans. End quote. That's not true. What's he writing? Are you a reporter by any chance? Well, of course. Ooh, you're Trucy. He knows us all? Am I famous? Oh yeah. Trucy Wright hates carrying a bag. Puts everything she owns in her panties. Can we stop talking about her panties? Eee, that's so not true. Just hold on to your breeches there. I'll wrap up this interview in a jiffy. Interview? So, guard, I think I know what's going on here. Guarding rooms is my life. What else could I possibly need? End quote. No, how many times do I have to tell you this? Look, I've got work to do. You deal with him. Did you come here to interview the guard? Ooh, wee, what a pickle. Accused wouldn't talk. Had to interview someone or go plumb crazy. End quote. Huh. Oh, she's there. I should have guessed. Where are my manners? Name's Bruchel, Spark Bruchel. I'm not picky. Journalist just closes his eyes, writes, end quote. What? What's that nauseatingly strong mint smell every time he grins? Until you've been interviewed by me, you don't know what thrilling is. Wild romp through crossroads of mayhem, madness, end quote. What is he even saying? I can see that. He's writing something again. Well, if he's a reporter, maybe he knows something. Talk. Spark Bruchel. So, Mr. Bruchel, you're a journalist? Ah, me? Look, let me state one thing for the record here. Yes? I'm the interviewer. You understand, yeah? I'm the one asking the questions here. End quote. Okay. For instance, you think a movie director watches movies? Yes? Well, I think he probably does. Exactly. I knew you'd understand. Huh? The night of the crime. So, the night of the murder. You were at Drew's studio? Who, me? Look, let me state one thing for the record. Yes? I may look calm and collected, but I'm busy, real busy, always on the road. Journalist always buys one-way tickets, never looks back. End quote. I can understand that philosophy, but... Want to know the thing about one-way tickets? Once you use them, they're gone. Thanks for explaining. All because you have to give them to the guy at the airport. True enough. But don't they give normal tickets away too? Exactly. See? It's the same thing. What? What is... I don't... This guy's just talking in circles. So, you went to do a story on Drew Measham. And he'd never had a story done about him before? That's right. Look, let me state one thing for the record here. What? I'm sure you're going to want to know about my source. What tipped me off to Drew? Why do the interview in the first place? Well, yes. Look, it's like... Oh, I've got it. Say there's this burger joint with fabulous ketchup. You think the burger guy's going to tell me where he got it? At the supermarket, maybe? Exactly. See? That's what I'm talking about. I think I may have actually understood that one. I still don't get it. Well, does he have a toothbrush in his hand? Well, there's nothing I can talk about, really. Walls have ears, eyes, especially glass walls with speakers, end quote. Right, guess we'll leave then. Ah, but since you're here, might as well tell you a tidbit of news I saw, just for the heck of it. Sure, tell us, just for the heck of it. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'd seen a movie on a trip and wandered into this burger place with amazing what? And when an article in a tabloid caught my eye. Famous oil painting stolen from art dealer's gallery, end quote, I believe it was. An oil painting? Happens every day, right? But I thought I'd seen that painting somewhere before. A painting of a giant peach floating down a river. Someone stole an oil painting of a giant peach. Journalists can smell scoop better than burgers, end quote. So that must have to do with the paintings that he has at his house. Ugh. These Ace Attorney streams always like dry me out from all the talking. Okay, so that's everything I can talk to him about. Do I need to present him something? Oh, I don't have his ripped up business card. I was gonna show it to him. Oh, maybe this painting? Ah, right. Let me go on the record here. Yes? I know what you're going to say. Brutal, take this. Write brilliant column. End quote. I don't think so. Look, buddy, I write brilliant columns about one thing, and that's food. Oh, what? Could he possibly... He didn't listen to a word I said. So why would he be writing about... Why would he be talking to an artist if he writes about food? Okay, so he doesn't want me to present either of these paintings to him. I wonder if there's anything else. Maybe the magic show? I want him to talk about the magic show. No, he's still not going to respond to that. I don't think I need to present that. Maybe a different painting? Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. No. Okay, so he doesn't want to see the paintings. Maybe my lawyer badge? Nope. Sometimes you have to present the lawyer badge. Well, actually, I don't even know if I've had to do it in this game. Definitely done it a lot in the old games. Okay. Examine? Is Vera in the corner? Can I talk to her? No. No. No, I don't think anything I have that he's really gonna respond to. Nope, not the poison either. Okay. Okay, I think I've basically presented like everything to him. I guess I will maybe back to the studio. Does that trigger anything new? Oh, it does. Okay. Well, how'd it go? Find anything out? Actually, there was one thing I wanted to check with you. What's with that scary face you're making? What's with the I know something but I'm not telling face you've got going, Emma? She always knows something, so I'm wondering if I can present this envelope to her. I want to know what's inside of here. Emma, no, okay, she's not gonna look at it. I want to run it through her machine because there's something important about it that freaked out Grammary. Oh, nothing new here either. Well, then I feel like I'm supposed to present something to her then. Is there anything new here? No. I bet she doesn't have a lot of spending money. I bet she spends it on, so she probably does. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to think through. Maybe I present the ticket? Emma, oh no, nope, still no. Okay. Man, I'm stuck here. Emma, about this painting. Oh, that's quite good, isn't it? That's not what I wanted to ask you about. You want to examine it, is it? You want to examine it, is that it? I'd be happy to let you if you had a good reason. Oh, maybe I can run this through the x-ray, but without that, sorry. I guess she wants us to do a little footwork on our own first. Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say, I could run this through the x-ray and maybe see what's underneath. This painting came from behind that dresser. Ah, yes, so? It was stolen, no? I was hoping you wouldn't figure that out. Oh, okay, so yeah. Do you think you could tell us a bit about this? I suppose. It's what you think. Drew Measham was a forger. Oh, a forger? What? Okay, so that should get us some new dialogue. Forger. So, what exactly is a forger? Well, basically, it's someone who makes forgeries. Fakes, in other words. Fakes? He's a fake. Copies of an original. Exact copies, so precise you can't tell them apart. Well, why not just photocopy them? The big problem with forgeries is that people try to sell them as the real article. It's a crime, of course. So Drew Measham was a criminal? I'm afraid so. Oh no, he received money to create elaborate forgeries, to supplement his work in illustration, I guess. I see, that's why they're all so different, because they commented on that, like all how the art styles are all different, because they're not his. Actually, that's why I brought this here in the first place. What do you mean? When you're trying to determine if a painting is a forgery, the rough sketch underneath can be a valuable clue. Yeah, so the rough sketch is like practice for the real thing. Like doing a magic trick in front of a mirror before you go on stage. But not in the case of a forgery, not necessarily anyway. You know what the finished product is going to look like, after all. Oh yeah, I guess you would. That's why I brought this. I'm going to use it to see what's under the paint of the finished pieces. I get it now. Not that I really needed to go to such lengths, seeing as how one of the paintings was only half finished anyway. Still, it'd be neat to see Mr. Measham's rough sketches. Kind of like what he was drawing when he thought no one was looking. True. That would be interesting, and maybe valuable for our case. You should try buttering her up, Apollo. Flattery will get you everywhere, they say. Maybe I should ask him to help us out. Yes, so now can I present the half-done one to her? I kind of wanted to see the rough sketch under this painting, and I was wondering if your tool there might do the trick. Oh, fine. Fine. Just this time, though. Yes. Let's check it out. Yay! Oh, I get to pick one? Do I need to do all of them? Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay. I wonder if I need to do all of them. Oops, back down. Back down, keep going. I always think these like science ones are like kind of therapeutic. Okay. Like all the fingerprint ones. Oops, back, keep going, keep going. Oh. Whoa, wait, what? It's like a dude on a pedestal or something. Okay, are we done? Okay, let's print this one out. Ooh. Is that Gavin? Is that Gavin's guitar on fire from the last case? That's what I feel like it looks like. What the heck? Wow, he really blows. The finished painting isn't anything like the rough. Devices like mine didn't exist until recently. He probably thought he could draw any sort of thing he wanted for the rough. What do you mean? Well, in the past, you could only analyze the composition of a rough sketch. Composition? In other words, the traces of charcoal between paint and canvas, so you could tell if there had been a rough sketch. But not what it looked like. Ah, I think I follow you. So in essence, it wouldn't matter what was underneath the finished painting. Some pros would actually paint out a rough sketch entirely, then do a completely new painting on top of that. So Mr. Measham was drawing whatever he wanted before painting over them? Possibly. Is there a problem with that? Not particularly, but something about the sketch itself is kind of odd. You're awfully silent all of a sudden, Apollo. You think we could check out one of the other paintings? Well, sure. You like this detection stuff, don't you? It is kind of cool. Okay, we'll do this one. Okay. Go down. Get all this. So he was just drawing kind of anything he wanted to make it seem like it was a real sketch. $100,000 though, if he was getting paid $100,000 to make a copy, that's a lot of money. Keep going. Trying to see what this one looks like. A deck of cards. Does each painting signify like a prior case? Because this looks like from the first case, Turnabout Trump. So the last one looked like Gavin's guitar on fire. Okay, let's print this one out. Yeah, and this one kind of looks like a scene from the first case. This one too. What's wrong, Apollo? You look so serious all of a sudden. You think I could just look at the last one of these? Fine by me. Knock yourself out. I bet this one has to do with what was the second one? Turnabout Corner. That's really cool if that's the case. That's what it seems like. I like that connection. I wonder what, if it is, I wonder what it would be a picture of. Maybe a noodle stand? Oh, I think it is the noodle stand, actually. No way, that is so funny. I love that. That's really funny. So excited for you to play. I wish I could play the games for the first time again. I love these games. Okay, let's print this one out. Yeah, that's so funny. Each painting is a throwback to the last case, or one of the last cases. What the heck is all this? I hesitate to ask why you're getting so excited. You sure your device isn't leaking some kind of strange radiation? Trucy, look at these 3 sketches. Do you notice anything? Is somebody following us? Like, yeah, even Apollo is making the connection. So that is Gavin's guitar on fire. Ah! There. Now you're both white as sheets. What's going on? These sketches are of the 3 cases I worked on. That's what I'm saying. Is he following us? What? The murder in the poker room at the Borscht Bowl Club. The dead man pulling the noodle stand. And then the events that transpired during the Gaviners concert. What could it mean? How could he have drawn these things? And why? That's what I want to know. He's a stalker. Wait, is Drew Measham your father? Wait, what? Give me a break. Okay, I was like, wait, what? Does that seem even remotely possible to you? What the heck? I'd never even heard of any Drew Measham before. I hadn't even seen a picture of him. But there were my cases, drawn on his canvas. Every single one of them. It couldn't have been a coincidence. Just who was this Drew Measham? And what did he have to do with me? To be continued. All right, well, for everyone watching the videos, I will see you guys in the next video. Consider liking and subscribing. And for everyone watching the stream, we are going to start the trial. That was a short video. Oh well. What is happening? This is interesting. This is exciting. Of course it's interesting. I love these games. Rename. As always with these games, everything's connected. So yeah, why would Measham be sketching all of Apollo's cases? He's interconnected. Okay. Let me just, okay, I've only been streaming. It's not even been 2 hours. Wanted to make sure I could fit in the, because I think I have a little, I know I've said this before. I have like a little like cheat sheet I got off of Reddit about how long each thing is. So the day 2 trial. Okay, yeah. Oh, no, don't. Oh, right. Okay. Wait, what? I'm confused. Oh, I didn't mean to go to the main menu. What happened? Load game. Hello everyone and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. We are entering the trial for the last chapter of the game, Turnabout Succession. We are defending Vera from the accusation of her murdering her artist dad, except he's not an artist, he's a copier. He's a, what do they say, a forger. We're in the defendant lobby. Oh, good morning. Is she gonna talk? So, you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy Wright. That's right with a W. But not right? We're on your side. You can tell us anything. Please, we need to help you. Good morning. She speaks. Not bad. But I think you do better with a little smile, you know? You're so pretty. You need to sell yourself, you know? Trucy, let's take it easy for starters. Oh, she's an artist too. Thank you for taking my case. Oh, it's a happy face. Okay, well that's a start, I guess. Oh, maybe that's pottery? There she goes with the nail polish again. Maybe it's art. That's great, really. It's so cultured. Maybe. Another happy face. Wanna try? Oh, really? Girls. The victim, Drew Measham, was a forger, and a stolen painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really. And maybe one that led to his death. Yes, indeed. Good connection, Apollo. 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. All right, Gavin. Let's do this again. Well, now we will begin the trial of Vera Measham. What is his deal? Is the judge okay? Is he having a stroke? His voice is all raspy and he's looking around all nervous like. The repercussions of today's trial will, most likely, be felt for a long time, and may, indeed, alter our legal system forever. Today is a test of the jurist system, and the first step toward a new order in our courts. Daddy's secret mission. The jurists will function like a jury. It is hoped their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will. Why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom? 3 closed-circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times. Ooh, the jurists have access to everything that transpires. Jurists, judge well and judge well and judge cool. Judge cool. Now, see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that. My apologies there, Judge. Jurists, today, judge today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind. The jurists are unbound by the letter of the law. What? Yes, they do. Yes, they are. They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. And we're about to find out just what effect they're going to have. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin, the details of the case, if you would. The victim is the painter, Drew Measham, who was killed in his own studio. His coffee was poisoned. By whom, you ask? By none other than the defendant, Vera Measham. Objection! Speculation. There wasn't any poison in the coffee. Someone has been doing their homework. Indeed, I can hear the Gaviner's music in the background. Indeed, poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself. The mug? Residue was found on the rim, I see. The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death. The court accepts this as evidence. Measham's autopsy report. According to the report, the victim's death was caused by atroquinine poisoning, a chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams. I like to read it myself. Drew Measham, 52, time of death between 9 and 9:30. Poisoning, okay. A touch of atroquinine in the body is the touch of the Reaper's scythe. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. You may present your witness. I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder in its entirety. That journalist, no doubt. Yeah, I wouldn't call him simple, but okay. The witness will state his name and occupation. Ah, right. Well, for starters, my name's Spark Bruchel. My job is a lone observer of the world. In other words, a freelance journalist, right? If you don't mind, I'd like to state something here for the record. Yes, Mr. Bruchel? I dislike conclusions, specifically the aspect of jumping to conclusions. Preconceptions make park sandbox of endless desert. Don't talk in quotes. I don't know what you're talking about. But you are a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday. Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand, I stand before you today a man with a dream. I'm off. Why does he have a toothbrush? Is it for his like tiny patch of hair? I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. No, you don't get to negotiate here. Scoop turns Mr. Bruchel into that Mr. Bruchel, end quote. Let's hear your testimony then, shall we? A simple case, eh, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out. So the jury is just like remote? They're just like somewhere in the world watching this happen? Or I guess not the world, they would probably have to be local, right? The journalist's story. I visited the studio around 9 that night to do the interview. The first outsider to enter the, another word I don't know, atelier, journalistic history made, end quote. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. And you know what happened next? Star falls, end quote. No one else entered the room besides her the whole time. Maybe you keep poison in your toothbrush. That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him. Yeah. Look, he's got a tube of something in his pocket. That could be poison. What are you saying, Judge? Ahem. Need I remind you, the cameras are rolling today. I felt the need to be a bit dramatic. Oh, you didn't do it, did you? Me do a thing like that? Come on. That's like newsmaker making the news, end quote. Or even contemporary witch hunter, end quote. I know, wild accusations rock courtroom, end quote. Rock indeed. Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun. I'm so happy for him. This is a murder case, Gavin, come on. Very well, Mr. Justice, cross-examination, please. All right, what do we want to press? Visited the studio around 9 o'clock that night to do the interview. I guess I'll just do my usual press everything. See what triggers more dialogue. 9 o'clock that night? Isn't that a little late for an interview? If the great painter Drew Measham says come at 9, believe you me, I go at 9. The first, and as it turned out last interview, was such a prolific painter. Right, can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? The first outsider to enter the atelier. Okay. You were the first reporter ever in Drew's studio? Posterity will look back on that night as a turning point in journalistic history. A basically insignificant step for all mankind, but a giant step for that Bruchel guy, end quote. If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio, then it would serve to reason that the deed was done by an insider, by which he means Vera did it. So, how did this epic-making interview go? Epoch? I don't know that word either. Ooh, let me go back to this. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. Would you mind being a little more specific? Oh, let me tell you, I enjoy a cuppa. In fact, it all began when I was in 3rd grade. No, wait, 4th grade. What, you drink coffee in 3rd and 4th grade? I believe I know what Air Forehead is driving at. This coffee the victim was served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it? Right, that's what I was going to say, really. Well, now, if you've got a question to ask, you'd best straight up ask it. That's what I tell all the new recruits, several times if necessary, right for a grade schooler. That's my motto, which isn't to say I can only write grade school level stuff, mind you. Who touched the coffee? Dunno. I was in the back, looking at the studio's equipment when she served it. Sure. And what happened next? Okay. What's this about a star falling? Star falls, huh? It's like an old telegram. Send money, over. Zowie, you don't know? That's like a journalism code word. Oh, it is? An important personage passes away, a star falls. Get it? But there's no gravity in space, is there? I wouldn't think stars could fall, really. Does this matter? Let's not get into the physics here. Oh boy, this is good stuff, good stuff. How about star breaks? Nah, lacks punch. I know, star dies. Nah, lacks imagination. Of course, you could go with Drew dies. Straight to the point, I like it. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial. Oh, ooh, these are a lot of good options. Maybe the moment of death? About when Mr. Measham passed away. Oh boy, what a scene that was. He puts his coffee mug down with a crash, right? Yes, and then? Then the cold finger of death touches his spine. Life's flame sputters and fails. So cold was that touch, he could do naught but tremble uncontrollably. Actually, life's flame is a little tired. Life's river froze over. Yes, that's a go. I think he's starting his article already. Could you describe that a little more simply? Well, as you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. He hit the floor, as they say. Artist seizure is final performance, end quote. Atroquinine paralyzes the central nervous system. Oh, that sounds awful. The body arches back like a bow. The limbs tremble. Ooh, that's quite enough of that. Some of us want to be able to sleep tonight. Oh yeah? Well, I want details. Lots of juicy details. For that, you can listen to our last year's hit single, Atroquinine My Love, by the— oh, that's right, it was a song available at all major music outlets. I forgot. The point here is that the victim died of atroquinine poisoning. Well, Mr. Justice, how did you find that testimony? Very important? Well, as an account of the moment of the victim's death, I'd say it's very important. Please add it to the testimony, okay? Very well. The court requests the witness add this account to his testimony. No one else entered the room besides her. Okay. Okay, so it changed the dialogue, so I guess that's what I was supposed to pick. You say it was definitely death by poison. How can you be so sure? Hey, look, I'm a journalist. I've seen a lot of things, and I've had more than my share of experiences with so-called poisonings. Man eats fishy fish, goes bye-bye. End quote. Food poisoning doesn't count. Should I get him to talk about some— oh, okay. Yeah, maybe Bruchel's coffee? The Star's coffee. Maybe talk about his own coffee? I don't know. So you drink the coffee that Vera served you too? Of course. When someone serves you coffee, you drink it. That's what my old boss always used to say. Never did get what he meant by it though. But you're still alive, which is to say you didn't die. Of course not. No point falling before you're a star. End quote. He thinks very highly of himself as well. That's not exactly what I was getting at. What were you getting at then? You know the poison was on the rim, not in the coffee. Oh, yes, yes. There were 2 cups on the tray she brought, and one of the cups had Drew's signature painted on the side. No chance the guest would take that one by mistake, I guess. Well, Mr. Justice, was that testimony important? I'm gonna say not important? So Bruce will drink the coffee too. Doesn't look like this is gonna lead to much. Very well, please continue with the testimony. Ah, man. Maybe I should do— oh, okay. Here, let me hear the last option. See what that brings up. If that brings anything more important. Let's see. Okay, so the Star's coffee. You say Mr. Measham had the coffee too, but did you actually see him drink the coffee? Of course. He who sees it wins, but he who says it wins bigger. End quote. I live in a man sees dog eat— what? A man sees dog eat dog and writes about it world. Yet? I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really. Okay, this sounds important. He had one so-called sip, if that. Man puts lips to mug, drinks? End quote. That poison is quite virulent, I hear. My stomach did a so-called somersault, since I'd gulped down that coffee without so much as a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's there, some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture a guess, for the record? Does this guy have a pause button? Did you find that testimony I think this is important. The victim drank his coffee, then immediately fell over? Oh, yes, you can go by press with that one. Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the testimony. I thought it takes 15 minutes to kick in. Vital, right. He had one sip, if that. The next moment, he was on the floor. Is there something? 9 to 9:30. Okay, well, I still have one more statement, too. Can you say that for sure? For sure? Sure, I'm sure. Drew's studio isn't a big place, kiddo. I'd know if someone else had come in. What if they had been hiding in there from before? Even if someone had been hiding in the studio, they hardly could have poisoned that mug without anyone noticing. You think I, Spark Bruchel, would miss something as obvious as that? No way. He sure makes it sound exciting. I guess that's his job. There's only one moment we need to focus on, really. The moment when Drew Measham died? Exactly. There has to be something there. Okay, so this is the statement I need to do something with. But what would I present? He had one sip, if that. Traces of the soap, acting cup. Was there something more specific in the autopsy report? Stop scrolling. There we go. Let me save it, just in case. But I don't think his other statement would really be better either. Because they said that didn't they say that the atroquinine takes 15 minutes to kick in? But I don't have any evidence that... I don't have any evidence for that. What if I present the mug? Objection! I don't know if that... You know what I have a problem with? A particular property of the poison used, atroquinine. Oh, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Dosis, would be reduced to a quivering pile. Why are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. An omission? Atroquinine is as virulent as he says, but death doesn't come upon ingestion, not in me. Okay, that's what I was not sure about. That's because atroquinine is slow acting. Slow acting? Whoa, what? According to one forensic scientist, it's one of the most virulent poisons, but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of ingestion for adverse effects to show. If we suppose that the moment of Mr. Measham sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have a time left to enjoy his last cup of joe. Oh, good point. Order. What's the meaning of this? If what the defense says is correct, why, that contradicts the entire testimony we've just heard. Well, Mr. Bruchel, anything to say on the record? Slow acting. S-L-O-W-A-C-T. It was virulent, all right. Even then, it had already begun digging its claws into the journalist. He's working on his scoop. It's Bruchel, yeah? Herr Bruchel. Let's take a trip back down memory lane. Huh? Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. This is vital. You know what I think? I think that was a not so subliminal suggestion. End quote. Yeah, I admit it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. I would be forced to say auf Wiedersehen to my simple case, and you would be forced to say farewell to your article. Come again? You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye. Oh, he's gonna be upset. Scoop? Scoop? He's brushing his tongue. Look, just wait a second. Just 1 second. We're waiting. Out with it. I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection. A revival of recollection, end quote. A story's survival, end quote. Attorney utterly confused, end quote. Actually, I did notice something when I visited the studio. I'd heard of poison that takes its sweet time, see? But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently. Mr. Bruchel, are you saying you noticed something that explains what happened? You bet I am. The antidote for a poisonous contradiction, end quote. You might say them out with it. Or I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say. I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee. Okay, tell us. Order. As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony, that Mr. Measham died the instant after he drank. Of course I'm standing by my testimony, and my dream of exclusive rights to this story. Maybe he put the poison on there and walked away, and that's why it took 15 minutes. Ugh, I suppose it was too much to hope for. What was? Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him. Him? Oh, Phoenix? Phoenix, right, who else? Achtung, Herr Bruchel, report for us if you would. What is it that you noticed? This court is a critical trial. What? This court is a critical trial of the juris system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed. Why do we always have to force the truth out of people? Okay, what you noticed. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note? Nah. A suicide note? Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable as a quadratic equation, end quote. Suicide? Poor Mr. No, that's not what happened. But that means Vera's innocent. Would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview? Oh, very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's... That's not what happened. He was at his desk. Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Measham? Well, his daughter Vera, of course. Was anyone besides Mr. Measham and Vera present? Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse. The only person who didn't belong to that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Bruchel? I know what you're doing. I know your game. Attorney uses classic Ramsden phenomenon ploy, end quote. If you intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, correct? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we? I think he's definitely up to something. But he quickly sealed the envelope. So he put the letter away when he saw you? Early reporter gets worm, end quote. That's my secret. I'm not sure I follow. It's the night of the interview. I arrive 15 minutes ahead of schedule. The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? He didn't even knock? Mr. Measham sure seems to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into that yellow envelope as fast as he could. I know a secret when I spot one, and that was one. It does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice? I wonder. It does have the ring of something important. Add to testimony? The defense finds this testimony vital, Your Honor. Very well, please add it to the testimony then. Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. Oh, I was like, here's an envelope, but this is the autopsy report. This is red, though. I mean, this looks yellowish. Let me just press on the other ones first. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. You didn't think anything might be wrong at the time? Hey, when I go in for an interview, that's what I'm there to do. Interviewer finds looking more effective than caring, end quote. So what about now? Thinking back on it, did you sense anything strange in Mr. Measham's behavior? Well, yeah, that's why I'm telling you all this to begin with. Very well, continue with your testimony. Now that I think about it, what if he was... Okay, we'll press on this. A suicide note? Well, yeah, don't quote me or anything. I'm just saying, it's a possibility, you know? So you didn't actually check the letter? Of course not. It was sealed. Contents of can unknown until can is opened, end quote. You can always check the label. Do you think Mr. Measham was writing a suicide note? If he was, that would solve the case in a jiffy. Kinda makes me wonder about that letter. I don't think... Okay, I think I need to present something here. Let me save again. I want to present this. I don't know if this would do it though, but then I also have this letter because this is red. But I already know it's in here. I'm tempted to present this. As it just so happens, there was a single letter in a desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope. What? Prosecutor Gavin. Yes? Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But, Air Forehead? It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope. What? Is he colorblind? I guess. I mean, it's very red, but not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already, 7 years ago. Well, Mr. Bruchel? I can explain that. Drew, right? He wanted to get that letter in an envelope, pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away. And what about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, chump? Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claim? That night, the victim put a letter he had been writing in a red envelope. I guess it's possible. It's entirely possible. But Apollo, we checked the contents of the envelope yesterday, didn't we? Oh, I was wrong. The answer was clear if I'd only given it a little thought. My bad. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with the assistance of a forensic scientist. What? Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Measham, Oh? Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself. I've been scooped. Tell us the truth, man. Order, order. I thought he was saying that he just grabbed a random envelope, not that... Wait, I was wrong. Mr. Bruchel, can you explain this to the court? Oh, my. Why are we giving him another chance? How could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots. End quote. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Bruchel. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in the envelope, Mr. Measham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp. End quote. A stamp? Whatever for? Well, to mail his letter. What else? And then, why yes, I think I saw him put it... No, it was not in the letterbox. It was empty. Yes, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in that box. Unless it got taken away? Well, apparently this yellow... What? Oh, how I wish it did. Just think if that were a suicide note. What a story. Star writes suicide note in front of a reporter. Falls. End quote. Okay, as I was saying, that has nothing to do with it. You don't know that. Why do they assume it has nothing to do with it? Yes, Your Honor. It makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope. Oh, we can get into it. Sign the papers and send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed... Oh, $100,000 is quite a good deal of money. So this was from 7 years ago, yeah? So, am I finished? Am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start writing. No, you're not done here. Everyone's just staring at him. I hate to say what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that a rather unique face. Ah, come on. Attorney has active imagination, little else. End quote. Even I noticed something, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is about. His face gets all red, is that what it was? Judge has active imagination, end quote. Please, continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story. Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here. Usually. So, what more could he possibly say? Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets interview, end quote. The story concerned a certain case from... Oh, okay. Certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. So you threatened to go to press with this story? That's how you got your interview? Blackmail? I'm not surprised. Well, yes. No. It wasn't exactly black. Not... Ugh. Something wrong, Mr. Bruchel? Look, this is my story, my tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood, end quote. I see. Well, you have me chatting away in here. What's going on out there? What if some Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to press while I'm going to waste. The court feels your pain, Mr. Bruchel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. Certain case, 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago? Yes. All ties together, 7 years ago. I want to press... Oh! Okay, I get the perceiving. This is interview, end quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. Let's press it first. A certain case 7 years ago? Tell us, what case? Let me state one thing, Mr. Attorney, and you can quote me on this. I can't talk about that case. Why not? It's about journalistic pride and staunchness and credibility and connections. Journalist reveals sources only over his dead body, end quote. Okay. Let me get some water. My throat's getting dry again. See, everything ties together. 7 years ago. I'm assuming we'll get into it. Sorry, just checking a few things. It's always a little eerie when the music cuts out. Okay. I can hear my daughter making noises. So, what'll it be? Gonna strangle me? Dead men don't tell tales, Mr. Attorney. Okay, we don't have to jump to that. He sounds pretty determined not to talk. Our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Yeah, most definitely. On the one hand, we have your story, and on the other, this letter. What makes you think the two are related? Oh, I was just saying it's possible. Call it reporter's intuition, end quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. You gonna pick all of them apart? Be my guest. I am a lawyer. That's my job. All of them? No, just the incredibly suspicious ones. I see. Anything else to add about Mr. Measham? Does he look different in any of these for the perception? Sometimes he does the... No. Let's see. What do I want to perceive? Can I perceive this? I don't know. He's only saying one thing, though. A certain case. There's anything I need to look like everywhere. Let's see. Does he have his? He has his hand up here with his toothbrush. Here again. I just want to keep looking at everything I possibly can. Does he touch his head with it? I don't know. I feel like it has to do with that toothbrush. Let me try a different one. That red envelope probably had something. Okay, let's perceive this maybe. But I don't know if he's not holding the toothbrush here. Do his eyebrows go up? Do his ears twitch? Nose? Is he holding something? Okay, I can't go any lower than this. Eyes? Do his eyes move? Eyebrows? Anything? Okay, I don't know if it's that one either. Pass. But Mr. Drew's talent was without compare. Was it? I feel like he knows he was a forger. Maybe this. The statement has something. Does he tap his head? Drew's talent was without... Okay, so he doesn't tap his head with this. Eyebrows? The eyebrows look weird. Here again? No, they look the same. Okay. Okay, no, not the eyebrows. His nose? Here again. I don't think anything's moving with his nose either. The throat? Like last one, Lemira's throat moved around during hers. Pass. Maybe I'll press. I don't think I pressed this one. Just how amazing was Mr. Measham's talent? Huh? Ooh, wee boy. I mean, hey, he's a star, man, a star. The flow of his brush is like a great undulating river across the canvas. Artist paints light up studio like sun, end quote. This guy is full of wacky gestures. That one just now was wackier than usual. Looks kind of nervous to me, Apollo. Definitely. I'm sensing something different than before here. Maybe it's time to bring out you-know-what. That testimony left a bad taste in my mouth. It all makes sense. Nothing jumps out as ridiculous. I wonder what his story he's talking about is. It must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that. Something powerful enough to drag Drew Measham out of hiding. I wonder, maybe it has something to do with Mr. Measham's art? Yeah, I think he knew he was a fake. So I think it's okay. So it's I think it's this last statement then. Let me back to perceive this. But I don't know what. I'm trying to see even the smallest little movements. Maybe his hand? I don't see his hand moving either. Here again. His wrist? There's more over here I can look. You really have to look for the smallest little motion. I really feel like the game was pointing me in the direction of this statement. It's not the toothbrush? I feel like it should be the toothbrush. His fingers don't move at all, though. I don't see any flex of the wrist. Does he shrug his shoulders? I don't know. This one's tough. I'm never very good at these perceived ones. His hair? I don't know how his hair would move. Maybe it's not this statement. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview. Okay, so maybe I need to know more about what he's leveraging? Exactly what sort of story was this? Oh, a little one. Like I said, nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between. End quote. I might have suggested I had a lead on this particular story, but I didn't threaten or cajole or nothing, honest. So a suggestion was enough to get an interview? Mr. Misha must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. Is it this one? Do I need to... No, I don't think I need to do that one. I perceived here already, didn't I? I can try again. I might have to look this one up. I think it's this last statement that I need to, but I don't know what his, I can't figure out what his tell is. Here, I might just, cause I'm stuck. Let me see if I can figure it out. Find a walkthrough or something. Yeah, the perceive ones I'm always so bad at. I feel like I've had to look up several of the perceive. Several of the perceive. Oh, I thought I heard some. Yeah, these are so hard to see. Oh, you can give a hint? Okay, well, if you can give a hint before I look it up, I'll take a hint. Maybe a hint will help me figure it out. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. But yes, I'll take a hint. And then if I can't figure it out from your hint, then I'll look it up. Get through all this dialogue. That's the downside to these games. You accidentally click one wrong thing and you're going through a whole slew of dialogue all over again. Okay, I'm at the right part, not a usual place for, okay. Okay. So I just need to look somewhere better, or not better, somewhere different. Not a usual place. I can't, it's like his armpit. I don't know. I'll keep looking. Okay. Not a usual place. These perceive, they get stranger and stranger each time. Okay, I can't go any lower than this. Not a usual place. Oh man, this is hard. Unlike Apollo, I am not great at perceiving. Wait, did I just see something here? Hold on, I'm gonna have to go through this again. I feel like I saw something here. Did I? No, I guess not. Okay, I was imagining it. I thought I saw something here. I've said it before. Ah, I must be missing something super like minor. It's not the hair. Oh man. I really think it has to do with him holding this, but I don't see any of his fingers moving. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll get it. I'll get it. I know I'm determined. Was there something here? I was joking about his armpit. Oh, wait, what moved? There was something in his armpit. Okay, I was right. I was joking about his armpits. I think I saw something. Hold on. What is it though? Oh, he is! He's sweating! He's sweating! I was right. I think he's sweating. Sweat much, Mr. Bruchel? Yeah, well, a man can't help his glands, you know. Ew. It's more than that. When Mr. Measham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to sweat buckets. Ah, you're hiding something about his talent. What? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Measham's true talent lay. It just so happens I have evidence showing the talent mentioned in that letter. Like this one? The half-finished painting? I can't help but wonder what the court is supposed to conclude from this evidence? Oh, it's not that? Oh no! Man-Bird's Bridge, forget, that's not the fake painting? Let's try that again. All I have to do is reveal what Mr. Measham really was. Well, no, it shouldn't be hard. Oh, this one. So I need to show the real one. This painting was found in Mr. Measham's studio. There are two problems with this painting. The first is it wasn't painted by Mr. Measham. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. I keep moving my water in front of my... Okay, there we go. The business of making forgeries. Ah! He knew all along. So he was kind of blackmailing him, I think. That is all, Your Honor. Sorry, my mom's texting me. Okay. Everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private, please? This is my story, my scoop. Forgery, that's a serious crime. Drew Measham is known as an artist these days, but there were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art meaning forgery? Drew Measham was talented, all right. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. A fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about... Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. Oh, the rumor started circulating 7 years ago, and that has to tie in with Phoenix, because I think that's where his downfall was. He had some kind of forged evidence for the court. Oh, it's all tying in, like I said. 7 years ago? So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 was for exactly forged evidence nets tidy profit, end quote. Ooh. Order. Why, it's like our victim was living a double life. Aha, this is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about. This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation. Well, maybe you didn't do a very good investigation. But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here. But there is no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was, and remains, simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course. Hey, the only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews. Mr. Bruchel, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. Yeah, can we just kick him out? Like, he's not, it doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Not here, it's not. Journalism's so solid you could stand an elephant on it, quote. In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation in that studio from the recap, the trial is over. Apollo, what's he talking about? The cross-examination showed Mr. Bruchel didn't have reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera, that's what. This next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Bruchel, your testimony, please. All right, what you got to say this time? The interview, a recap. The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She's admitted as much herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug, and nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. A nice testimony. Clear, succinct, and without room for doubt. Ah, shucks. You really think so? I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your final cross-examination. Right. I still have one trump card left to play, and I won't let this trial end till I use it. Cross-examination. All right, well, for everyone watching the videos, we will cross-examine him in the next episode. Thank you for watching, leave a like on the video, and consider subscribing if you want to catch more of this series. And for everyone watching the stream, we will continue the trial. I do have to use the bathroom though, so I'll be right back. Ooh, this is getting good. BRB. Hello everyone and welcome back to Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. This is the last chapter of the game, Turnabout Succession. We are cross-examining this journalist, Bruchel. His story it needs to come together, basically. I think he's up to something sneaky. The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She's admitted as much herself. What do we want to press on? The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. Was it though? You're sure about that? Well, to be really, really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time. Okay, see? One of those candies might have been poisoned. But what? Yet at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room, and no mint residue was found. It was a long shot anyways. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. Didn't he say he licked a stamp? Where's that stamp? You think the victim ate, drank, and otherwise ingested something other than coffee? Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof, the possibility is there. I feel it. Just maybe not prove it. Not yet. And possibility isn't going to cut it. Not now. Mr. Measham ingested that poison via a route other than that coffee. Oh, hold on. So I have this. Have I really examined this? I don't think I have. Here. Okay, let's take it out. Because this has traces of the poison on it. Looks like you have to take this back part off first to put a photo inside. It has to be a really small photo to fit in there. True, and that pale bluish stain. Why would there be poison on something like this? Well, there's one obvious reason. Whoever put poison in the coffee rubbed a bit on here, too. It's not very obvious, Trucy. Can we not open it? Oh, I thought we could maybe open it and see what was inside. I feel like not yet. It can't be proven. I do believe our little forehead is growing up. Pity. We liked the rash. Youthful forehead best. Another hole in this case that needs plugging before I can prove anything. But first things first. I'd better uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again. On with the cross-examination. Nothing left that studio after he died. But again, didn't he say that he mailed a letter? Not one thing? You sure? Yep, sure can be. Well, with one exception. One exception? See? There's a hole. Journalist Spark Bruchel does interview. Leave studio. Oh, he's saying he left. Come on. No, it's not funny. It's not. It's a joke. Get it? Not funny, I know, but still. Did something leave the studio that night? Yes. Why does it sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before? Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. Do you have any idea what, if anything, might have left the studio that night? Just one thing. I think one thing might very well have left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene. By which you mean something other than our witness? Of course. Don't tell me. Vera Measham? No, he's talking about that yellow envelope. Believe me, any comedic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Then, let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. But I do have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from this scene. Probably wants me to show the mailbox? This is the only link between that studio and the outside world. A letterbox? What did Mr. Bruchel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. But that very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night, the yellow envelope disappeared. It got taken. Ah, yes, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime. Of course, this changes nothing. Huh? He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Measham. Is it really important that this envelope the witness says he saw disappeared? Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me. Very well then, the witness will add this to his testimony. You got it. I still think this fails to change anything, Air Forehead. I'll be the judge of that. I wouldn't be so sure. A letter disappeared from the crime scene that night. This is exactly the opening I've been looking for. The letter was put in the post from the studio, but I hardly think that matters. Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio, and you were hiding that fact from us. Yes, well, actually, I don't argue the possibility that a letter disappeared from that studio. But Air Forehead, isn't there a much more serious question before us? Right, how Mr. Measham was poisoned, I know. But Mr. Brucial's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case, too. And what he's told us means something entirely different now. I'm starting to think. Let's keep thinking, Apollo. What does he say next? Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. You say clearly, as though it were obvious. But this claim that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture. Ah, yes. Well, you see, in my business, it's all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. A bad habit, I know. Yes, well, actually, I guess this is more a case of ridiculous journalist sounds wrong, end quote. The court is forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild conjecture. Understood loud and clear. If only I could believe that. What do you think, Apollo? Everything he's saying seems so not flawed. Well, that's kind of what you want from a testimony, really. I need to keep my eye on what matters. How and why was Drew Measham killed? Vera poured the coffee. That's not going to change. But if that coffee didn't kill him, I need to find what did and prove it. Okay. The only thing that touched Drew's lips was the mug. A letter was put in the postman, but I hardly think that matters. I feel like since this is the new testimony, this is something I need to present on. I feel like it's too soon to present the tiny frame though. Like, this is important. I just don't know when I'm supposed to present it. I kind of want to present it and just see what happens. I'm wrong. I can tell. Okay. Darn it. I need to find a way to connect it. Oh, maybe I need to represent this. Because it did say that an enclosed stamp. Oh! Okay. So someone poisoned the stamp that was enclosed in there. Hey, Austin, what's up? How are you doing? I think this is important. So, okay, yeah, represent this. Oh no, that's not it either? Oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna reload. That letter is important. I'm only live when you're at work. Maybe that means you work too much. Actually, I don't stream that often, so. How do I reload? Is this the one? Okay. I think it's this one. True. Well, I hope you have a good day at work. Or are having a good day at work. Okay, I think I need to maybe present on this statement. The only thing that touched his lips was the mug. I think I need to present this letter because he licked that stamp. Oh, I'm wrong again. Oh, don't save, load. I feel like I have the right idea. I just need to figure out the right way to say it. Off to save fingers and toes. Good luck. Saving lives. Oh, maybe I present the letter here. Because it's saying the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. But then if you look at this letter, the person who sent the letter enclosed the stamp. So maybe we're saying could have been whoever sent him that letter. So let's try presenting it here. Maybe I'll finally be right. I'm still not right. I feel like I'm on the right track. I just can't get it at the right spot. Ugh. Load. Ugh. Here, I'm just gonna pause for a second because I can hear my husband coming home. The dogs are gonna be loud and barking. Did I try presenting the letter here? Now I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I did. Okay. Ugh. This is when I get stressed because I feel like I'm on the right track with my line of thinking. It's just presenting the exact right piece of evidence at the exact right time. And usually when you get new dialogue, that's what you have to present something on. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during that interview was the mug. Maybe I need to present... Maybe I need to present this here, because why would there be poison on that if it wasn't touched at some point as well? Hey Brandon, welcome back. In court, yeah. Starting to reach that part of the trial where I'm starting to get stuck a little bit. Like, I'm doing the thing where I'm thinking ahead, but I need to find the right evidence to present at the right time. Objection! No, I'm still wrong. Ugh. I might need to look this one up unless there's a way to get a hint again. Okay, what do I have again? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm thinking ahead, and so then I'm getting stuck, like... Okay, I did that. Oh, okay. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. Oh, I see what it's saying. Okay, so I need to press here. You're sure about that? So I went through this dialogue already. And I said I didn't have evidence to prove it. But I do because I have that frame. Okay, so this is where I should have presented something. Other than that coffee. Okay, so I think I put not yet, but I can prove it. I think I need to present the frame here. You do understand what we need, yeah? Proof, Air Forehead, not possibilities. Of course. And, Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof. Well, what did you say? I have proof of the disappearing envelope. I saw him writing a letter. I did. Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume. Of course, which means that envelope had a stamp on it. Yeah, see, I'm trying to figure out how to connect it. A stamp, As we all know, stamps come with dried glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it by licking the stamp. See, I was already making this connection. I just didn't know how to make the evidence go with it. No one worth talking to actually licks stamps in this day and age. Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all. Okay, so he licked the stamp. But wait, how does that explain the atroquinine on the rim of the mug? So he licked the stamp and then took a sip. If he licked the back of this poison stamp, the poison would be on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth? Aha, those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Measham. Mr. Measham poisoned the coffee mug himself. Order, order, order. But that doesn't... Does it? Recall, if you would. Atropinine is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on that envelope. But his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to the mug of Joe. Or to that cup of Joe. Exactly. Yes, I'm right. Oh, his nose is getting red. You have something to add, Mr. Bruchel? Uh-oh, his nose is picking up another scent. As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in the envelope, Mr. Measham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe he'd just run out? Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps, not a single one. That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison? Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used was poisoned possible. Ah ha ha. Good show, good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place. Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where's your evidence that proves the existence of this poisoned stamp? Okay, I think I need to present this letter now because it says it was enclosed with a stamp. Maybe? Well, Prosecutor Gavin? I think our beloved attorney has been licking too many stamps in his free time. No, I was wrong. Do you smile like that when you torture all your victims? Or just me? Oh no. Okay, I was wrong. I don't want to lose. That stamp would have left a small atropinine residue on something, but what? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Okay, what? Is it this? The frame? Well, that certainly is a cute little frame. And by little, I mean really little. It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. I noticed that too during my inspection. So what? Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Missing something? Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Atropinine residue. What? Why wasn't I told about this? The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most. You weren't saying... There's a stamp in there. Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps? Someone poisoned the stamp. Order, order, order. The poisoned stamp was in this frame? Impossible. Prosecutor Gavin, why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood's were... Oh. You know, can I say something? I had a thought, see? What, Mr. Bruchel? And please, stop jittering around like that. I still don't think he committed suicide, though. The victim was a forger, right? There's a lot of money in that line of work. Forger forges friends, makes enemies too, end quote. So the poisoned stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him? Yeah, that's what I think happened. Oh, Rich. That's Rich. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the Gaviner's song lyrics, please. Finally, something we can agree on. The stamp was a murder weapon. Nonsense. Murder is a simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one. Well, I disagree, yeah. If he was in like a criminal business, as said earlier, he could have enemies. Come again? Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew Measham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail. The mail? Here's the mail, it never fails. Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew read letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon. Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. I might not have evidence, per se, but things are finally starting to come together. What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Measham was killed. Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice. A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Measham the stamp of death. Okay, so now I present this. Oops. Because it says it has the enclosed stamp. Isn't this the envelope? The one from 7 years ago? Think about the text of the letter again. Deposit of 100,000 in the designated account, send a receipt. There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1. And this is page 2, enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor. Ah! In other words, if I have this straight, the stamp, poison, on the stamp, lick, lick, gasp, end quote. Now, what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? He would sign the document, put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? Then he would put it in his letterbox. 15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath, and the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene. Quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system. Darn the postal system. Such a splendid imagination you have, Air Forehead. Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So, this poison stamp was inside the envelope from 7 years ago? Yeah? Is that what you'd have us believe, really? Well, it is a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? A poison stamp in this envelope? A stamp that then became the murder weapon? How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence? Well, it was 7 years ago, and we don't even know who sent that letter. And your answer is silence, I see very well. It's not nice to pick on the Fraulein Clavier. Oh! Whoa. What's happening? Oh, Emma! Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression? Okay, I was like, whoa, flashback. Did I sound like him? Don't quit your day job. Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fraulein Detective? Someone had to come dig you all out of the mess you're making of this case. Mess? You know, none of this would happen if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope. Easy. Care to explain yourself, Fraulein Detective? Glare at me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right. The poison detection spray. So we can spray the envelope? Produce the red envelope at once. You can open it on the authority of the court. Oh, okay. Spray. Do I have an option to, like go to the next letter? Or the next, page? I don't think so. Okay. Gonna have to find, like, the exact... Oh, there we go. The exact spot. Looks like the outline of a stamp. Well, would you look at that? No mistaking it. That's atroquinine residue. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now, 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last. Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago? Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Measham figured it out. Figured out what? He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp. Oh, and put his decisive evidence in a frame. So maybe he did do this to himself? Ah, you're still here. Can I make a statement here on the record? No, we're done with you. I, Spark Razortooth Brutal, claim the scoop is mine. Oh god. Drew Measham killed in cold blood by sender of 7-year-old letter, end quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay, end quote. Can you go, sir? I'm done with you. Order, order, order. I see no room for further argument here, though I admit this is all coming as quite a shock. To think that the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his ticket straight to afterlife, end quote. Uh-oh, I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge. I see no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant. Apollo, I think we just won. Very well, this court finds the defendant— Oh, I was gonna say not guilty, yay! Okay, what do you have to say? Is this the bright future of our legal system? Prosecutor, Gavin? A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago? Tickets for Gaviner shows are invalid after 2 weeks. But it doesn't make sense any other way. It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in Air Forehead's claim. A contradiction? A poison stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Drew Measham have done what he did? Emma explained that. He must have realized it was poisoned. Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Measham sensed a trap and put the stamp in a frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question. Why, 7 years later, did he use that stamp on the night of the murder? Yeah, Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Measham simply forgot. He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot? You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself? Oops. Well, maybe when Bruchel came to question him about the forgery, he realized like the jig was up. I don't know. Well, I admit this is all quite shocking myself. It does seem highly unlikely that he would fall afoul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years. Apollo, I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you. Objection! Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in the envelope? The poison stamp? Where exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to court for us? I see no proof that such a thing ever existed. Oh goodness. Who sent the letter? What about the atroquinine residue, huh? It's like, this is gonna be a throwback. I don't know if anyone watched Jersey Shore back in the day, but one of the seasons, there was a whole thing about somebody writing a letter and they're like, who wrote the letter? So it's like, I feel like it's kind of like where we're at. Who wrote this letter? Oh, I agree. That does seem to be atroquinine residue. But Air Forehead. It's certainly no stamp. Yeah, but even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Measham never would have used it. That is all. I guess we'll see. I believe we've come to a conclusion. Again. Apollo, we were wrong the whole time? I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be coincidence. I'd like to bring some closure to this issue sometime this year. Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor. Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Measham received a red envelope. There were traces of the poison atroquinine on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene on this tiny picture frame. The defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope, an envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it. Yes, but even if this envelope contained a poison stamp, and Drew Measham, knowing this, put it in a frame, he never would have used that stamp. I'm afraid you're right, which means there's a fatal flaw in the defense's case. I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time. I'm sure of it. The traces of atroquinine, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Measham's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. Oh, he did. Oh, because he does fake evidence as well. That's right. Ah, fake clue. Fascinating. And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah? The fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trail is another. No. Ooh, okay. The frame, the envelope. Ooh, this is a tough one. Can I save it? I don't know if I don't want to be wrong again. Maybe it's the red envelope. Because the frame's strange. Like, why would he just have a random frame? Let's try the red envelope. This red envelope is a fake? Without a doubt, Your Honor. Objection! Wasn't it you who presented this evidence to the court? Oh. Hold on a second, Apollo. The poison on that envelope, the frame, and the coffee mug. They're all connected somehow. Oh, right. Ugh. I can hear it already. It looks like the fake was you, Air Forehead. Now's no time for wallowing in self-pity. Let's get thinking, Apollo. The fake clue, is Drew Measham a fake clue? What happens if I present this? I'm curious. The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug, linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself. Objection! Congratulations, you've completely lost me. So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger? It makes a good story, I'll give you that. The fake clue, fakes, forgeries. Ah, I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. I don't know where we're going with this. What if our forger is the fake? Come again? 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why? That's what I want to know. Because the forger who was killed was a fake. Oh, what? Here we are again. The victim was a fake. One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's 2 forgers, and one of them was a fake. I'm so confused. So who's the real forger? Order, order, order. Is Bruchel the real forger? He was the only other person there. So you're telling us that Drew Measham, the victim, was a fake? Well, if he was the fake, who was the real forger? You'd better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo. I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story. Mr. Justice, show us who the real Drew Measham was. Wait, what? If Drew Measham wasn't the real forger, there's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. Was it his daughter? Forger Drew Measham himself was a forgery. The real forger was... That's the only other... Was it his daughter? Or was it Bruchel? I don't think it was Bruchel. Because she's an artist too. Maybe. There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger known as Drew Measham is none other than his only daughter, Vera Measham. Really? Order, order, order. Mr. Justice, this is going on a limb, even for you. I kind of agree. I mean, Vera, a forger? Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Measham's and Vera Measham's. If we know that Drew Measham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Measham. Well, maybe? Am I right? Fascinating. Ooh, okay. Vera Measham? You've been paying attention to the trial so far? Being quiet? Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger, Drew Measham? Better talk. Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face. I'm used to being stared at by Frau Lanes, believe me. Though they usually talk to me too. Tell us, were you the one who forged those works of art? Are we gonna get a happy face? Yes. So the forger, Drew Measham, was you? Oh, yes, it was me. What is that? What? What? Ooh. The court was in an uproar and it wasn't coming down. We had to break for a 10-minute recess. To be continued. I think the next part of the trial is short, so I think I can continue. Let me just double check because it's already been 3 hours. I think it's short, yeah. So that way I can finish the trial. All right, defendant lobby. What you gotta say for yourself? Okay, so where exactly does this leave us, Apollo? Well, the Drew Measham who was killed wasn't Drew Measham the forger, basically. Huh? Well then, who was he? Well, he was actually doing her nails. Okay, so you really made those forgeries? I mean, they're pretty good. Yes, for father. I know it was wrong. Could you tell us how it happened? My father was a painter. I loved painting ever since I was a child. Oh, was she making forgeries of her own father's work? One day, father saw it in me. He saw that I had the talent. The talent for making forgeries? How should I say it? It was not only paintings I made. Given the materials, I could make anything. Anything? So she was the one that was using all those like architecture devices too. Father was so proud and I so happy. But in the end, I was making those forgeries. I've never had a good constitution nor personality. I know very little of the world outside my door. Oh, maybe he was... But was he making her make the forgeries? No, because of me. Father is... Do you know about this red envelope? I remember that envelope. It was some time ago. So you were already you were already creating your works back then? So was he having her do this when she was like little? I started when I was only 12. Okay, yeah. So the one who figured out the stamp was poisoned. That was... Mr. Justice, it's time. To the courtroom, please. Wait. Right. Out of time. Wait, Vera, just one more thing, please. Those 3 paintings in the studio. I painted those as part of my work. Right. See, we checked them out and we saw what was underneath. We saw the rough sketches underneath the 3 finished paintings. Yeah, are you following us? How does she know? I see. Mr. Justice? Yes? Father, he knew of you. Of both of you. How? Your late father? He was watching, gathering information. All about the Wright & Co. law offices. Why? But lately, we're not doing just law. Yes, you do tricks, gags to amuse, and play piano. Well, they're not really gags. Yet when father heard you had resumed the legal business... How pleased he was. Oh, maybe because he was forging evidence and he wanted to forge evidence for them again? And make money? Who is Mr. Measham? How am I supposed to know? What if he was Daddy's daddy? Judging from the relative ages involved, I say it's highly unlikely. Things are already confusing enough with all these daddies running around. That's true. We know that the victim's daughter, Vera, was the forger. What does this mean for the case? Guess we're about to find out. Back in the court. Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Perhaps you could begin by telling us how it all worked. How did you set up this Drew Measham forger persona? There's that stare again. She's drilling more holes into his head. I know it's hard for you, but hey, he's a handsome guy. What's hard? Very well, miss, if you would. Did you really make those detestable forgeries? Perhaps you'd rather answer my question. Were you the one who painted that painting, the remarkably similar one? Yes. I painted it, yes. Father praised me quite highly for it. Okay, so he knew what was going on. So she was the one who made the forgeries, yet she did not wish to reveal the truth of their operation. So the victim was a stand-in, a decoy. To the world at large, he was the forger, not her. I mean, that would make sense. He would want to take the rap over his daughter, right? I've done a bad thing. I have, haven't I? Regardless, we need a little more information. About, for instance, this. You have seen this before, yeah? Yes, it was in the desk drawer. Very well, you may proceed with your testimony. Tell us everything you know about this envelope. Witness testimony. Red envelope. I created things and father sold them. This envelope came after my first work. That was other than a painting. Oh, so she helped with the evidence maybe? Father handled the deal, all of it. I received the stamp that was in that envelope. It was after that job that we moved to the current studio. There certainly was much of great interest in your testimony. Not that the witness realizes it. Very well, please begin the cross-examination. Right, okay. I need more information about this forger, this Drew Measham. Red envelope. I created things and father sold them. This envelope came after my first work that was other than a painting. So what other than the painting? By other than a painting, you mean you'd only done paintings up to that point? Yes. But father had a realization. He noticed my talent extended to making things other than paintings. Oh, and that would make sense. That's why she had that, like all that equipment in the studio. Like if she wasn't just making paintings, she was making like actual objects to help forge evidence. For instance, a letter someone had written, or a fingerprint left upon a cup, or a signature on a document, a seal upon a letter. Oh man, she really could do it all. None of this makes her sound very innocent at all. And the $100,000 promised in this letter was the start. The beginning of a new industry for Drew Measham. A new industry? The creation of items to be used in criminal proceedings. Forging evidence, in other words. Uh-oh. Father handled the deal, all of it. Oops. I received the stamp that was in the envelope. What do you mean, you received it? Did I do something wrong? You didn't use that stamp because it was dangerous, correct? Deadly poison, on the back. A trochonite. A moment, Air Forehead. You can't force an answer upon the witness. Now then, perhaps, you would tell me, Fraulein Vera, why did you receive this stamp? Is something wrong? It was beautiful. Oh, she liked it? You mean it was one of those commemorative stamps? Yes, I think it was. So you didn't know about the poison. She just liked the stamp? That's funny. It's a sad face. I guess not. So the trap failed by chance, by mistake, thanks to this commemorative stamp. So she literally just liked the stamp and put it in a frame? Quite the close call. It was after that job that we moved to the current studio. You mean you moved to where the current Drew studio is? Yes, we saw very few people there. I began drawing picture books. This single job had tied them to the criminal underworld. I think Mr. Measham wished to reduce their visibility in the world at large. Oh, okay, that makes sense why they don't leave. When we had to meet someone for some reason, Father posed as the creator of the work. So that was the real essence of the artist, Drew Measham. You did the work and he supplied the face. The red envelope came after she completed her first job. That makes it a letter from her client, whoever wanted a forgery made. Apollo! We're close. We just have to piece together the parts. A deadly weapon in a red envelope, and the path it took to Drew Measham's life. Okay, I'm missing something. Maybe here? So these things you were making, you mean paintings identical to other paintings, right? The closer they were, the happier Father was. I was happy too. That's not actually, that's kind of evil that he's like forcing his daughter to do illegal things. Still, you're quite young now. When did you begin this work? My first painting sold when I was 12. Your Honor, she had no idea what she was doing was illegal. Easy there, little attorney. You're not here to defend her for the crime of forgery. True. Please, tell us more about this envelope. This envelope that may very well have killed your father. Alright. So, you really didn't know anything, did you? You had no idea how much danger you were in. I don't know what that means. Apparently not. about this commemorative stamp. Could you tell us more about it? It was very pretty. And more than that. Yes? It was a picture of people I liked at the time. Oh, this is something new. Who was it? That might help us be more specific, maybe. Apparently, we've got some cross-examination yet ahead of us. If you would be so kind as to continue your testimony, Fraulein. Okay. I like the smiley faces. Oh, the stamp was a picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. Magicians? The Gramarys? I love mysterious things. I always have. Even though she fainted when she saw Mr. Hat. You're confusing mysterious with freaky. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. See? See? Isn't magic great? Fine, great, yeah, sure. No need to get all excited. But the magic troupe we saw disbanded soon after. I was quite sad. Did she just say what I think she said? Magic troupe? Now where have I heard that before? The red envelope came after she completed her first job. That makes it a letter from her client. Oh, okay, so we've seen this dialogue before. We're close. Yep, okay. And the path it took to drew me, I got it. So... I think did I press on everything else? I feel like I did. Okay, so this was the new dialogue. Do I present something here? Maybe I present the ticket? Objection! Those magicians you liked. Was it this bunch? Oh, is she gonna make a happy face? Apollo! They're not a bunch. I see. Still, I have to wonder. Why include a commemorative stamp like that in a business letter? Good question. Well, pretty stamps are always better, and you can't beat Troop Gramarye. But the whole murder plan was a failure because of it. Ironic, don't you think? Prosecutor Gavin? Oh, he looks sweaty. Prosecutor Gavin? Gramarye. This bunch. I think she's offended that they're not being referred to as a troop. What's with Gavin? Yeah, he's having a strong reaction to this. Might I ask just one question of this witness? In your testimony just now, you stated this was your first work that was other than a painting, and I guess referring to them as a bunch is not true anymore because it's just one person. Please, tell me, what exactly did you make? Can I ask what? Oh, no, answer the question. Now. Ooh. Uh-oh. Prosecutor Gavin? You're usually not the one whose volume concerns me. Yes, it is unbecoming of me. I apologize. But I must know. Please, Miss Misha, tell me. It was a book. A single page in a book. A book? Please be more specific. Where are we heading with this? It was a handwritten book. Like a diary. She forged someone's diary for evidence? No. Oh, I don't know. Uh-oh. Are we gonna get some lore? Backstory? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? It looks like he just saw a ghost. Miss Measham, this book. Was there a picture of a silk hat on the cover? Yes or no? How did you know? Uh-oh. Prosecutor Gavin, the defendant is answering all your questions. Stop badgering her. He's told you nothing, has he? Your soiled, sullied mentor. Nothing? Oh, don't talk about Phoenix that way. Sullied? Who? Phoenix Wright. Who else? Daddy? He never told you about the trial 7 years ago? About how he came to lose his attorney's badge? Yes, we want to know this backstory. I want to know. It was a certain piece of evidence that decided his fate, you know. A certain diary. On the back, it bore the mark of a silk hat. What? Phoenix Wright, tossed out of the profession by false evidence. And the forger who made that evidence. Is this girl standing right in front of me? Vera, you must tell us. The evidence you made was used in a trial 7 years ago. Who asked Drew Misha, you, to forge that evidence? For all of our sakes, who was it? Spill the beans. We only met once. You met the client? Well, who was it? It was... What's going on with Vera? Is she about to pass out again? She's staring at Prosecutor Gavin's face again. Yes, what? Is there something about me? Oh, it was his brother. Oh, I remember clearly. I remember who gave me the book, the diary. Who was it? Vera! Oh no, don't pass out, no! Ooh. Ouch. Uh-oh. Defendant Vera Misham. Condition, unconscious. Examiner's diagnosis, acute atroc... She died? Wait, what? This ends the recording of the trial for the murder of Drew Misham. Whoa, what's happening? Vera Misham was, during the trial, poisoned by an unknown assailant? The dosage was just under the lethal amount. Oh. Sparing the defendant's life. She's currently in intensive care and is not to be disturbed for any reason. A very simple case at first glance, until it finally began to show its true colors. What's happening? The long road to the truth takes us to the record of another trial. Phoenix! In some ways, that was the starting point of it all. Is that Gavin? Which Gavin? And that is where we must go. Oh, little Trucy drama, yes, to find the whole truth. She's so cute. To be continued. All right, well, for everyone watching the video, thank you for watching. Leave a like, consider subscribing. And for everyone watching the stream, we will find out what happened 7 years ago in the next stream. The drama. This is getting good. Oh, I sweat. Lovely. Did I spill something? Looks like I spilled something. There's like marks. Maybe it's just sweat from all the lights. Yeah, why is it wet? Why is it wet there? Where was it? Yeah, here. Is that sweat? I guess I have sweat marks. Bye. Thanks everyone for joining me today. I'm probably not going to be able to stream this actually for a while. I'm going to focus on Echoes of Wisdom because I think for the next 2 weeks I can only stream once a week. So I'm going to try to focus on Echoes of Wisdom because we're finishing that up. Oh, that's why you're okay. Well, that makes sense then. Because that's probably going to be a big chunk of this chapter or episode. So I guess that technically is true. It's like Inception. It's like a trial within a trial. But we'll finish this up probably in a couple of weeks. Like I said, I'm going to focus on Echoes of Wisdom. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone who's going to watch the VOD later. And I guess if you're watching the VOD, you're probably not going to watch the edited videos, but these will get edited eventually. But Echoes of Wisdom is going to be the focus series that we're editing. I'm editing. Peter's editing Echoes of Wisdom. I'm taking over Ace Attorney so that he can play them later. But anyways, I hope everyone has a good rest of your week. And I will be streaming again next Thursday. I can't stream Wednesdays like I usually do. So the next stream will be next Thursday. Unless I have to cancel again for some reason, but hopefully not. Everyone have a good day. Bye, everybody.